Just pressed it by accident. I need to go and get a brew first, so I'll have to go and get me. I should be back in a minute. God, I pressed film and I wasn't even ready. Oh, my mind. Hi. I know. Oh, I haven't even got my candles on or anything. I forgot how I'm starting this off now because I've been watching the Kavanaugh hearing and I was watching it for ages. I don't even know if it's the 2 hour whatever. I don't know what's going on, but we know he's going to get in. Fact. Trying to delay it again, moaning about FBI again, moaning about pathetic things like, oh, we used to drink. Didn't we all used to drink at that age? Whoopie-doo. But anyway, it's not about that. Even though we know how that's going to go. Yeah, so just let me get my thoughts together. Seeing as I didn't mean to press live. I've got the right thing. I don't know. So, I'm just trying to find out what I was writing on today. Oh, I'm so tired. I need some coffee. So, how is everybody anyway? I'm just trying to think what I was. Oh yeah, how to start this conversation. So I'll have to go back to the beginning of, you know, if you've ever thought when you were, because this is the Great Awakening, bigger than some people I think are aware of. And if you don't believe it, you can just have a bit of fun. Maybe just discussing it, people. It's not about arguments, as I say, or anyone's right or wrong. It's just about thinking outside the box to maybe something that you could agree with. I mean, I actually believe it, so, you know, that conspiracy theory is, you know, when you're younger, you play games, you might, you know, you watch films like Star Wars and different things like that when I was younger. Favourite film being, like I told you before, E.T., Star Wars, that sort of stuff. You know, and as you get older, sometimes you think, I wonder, you know, if there's anything out there, and are we just the only ones in the universe, blah, 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 all that sort of stuff. You know, is there more to life? Surely it can't just be you work and you die. Hi from Florida, which I've often thought, like, what is the point? Why do we just work? You know, don't have time to do things you love because they want us all working all the time. You know, and I've always thought that way, and I've seen things in the sky, like I said before, that weren't aeroplanes. over a couple of years, seen things years ago that, when you're looking up in a clear sky and you're like, doesn't look like an aeroplane, can't see the flashing lights. Maybe it's just my eyes because it's so high up, maybe it looks like something else. But like I said, the one I saw this year, beginning of this year, was an orb. Well, it looked round. It looked like a star at first, when you're looking at the stars, it looked like a star. Sort of doing that sort of flickering, not flashing, just that sort of, like a star does, not flickering like, and then it moved, and it didn't move like this, it moved like this, like a zigzag, and I was like, oh, what was that? And just thought, oh well, off to bed. Don't know what it was. UFO. It's an unidentified flying object, so therefore it was UFO. Don't know what it was. Planes do not fly like that. I've seen, I think it was an orb in daylight once when I was in the garden. It was high up, and the moon was out that day as well, like it was today, on a sunny day, and the moon was out. And it just looked like very, very shiny silver, but it looked like an orb. I couldn't see the wings on it. And I just thought it was a bit odd. That was months ago, but I've seen things. People can't say, oh no, it's not a UFO. Well, it was, because to me it was unidentified. I don't know what the hell it was. So and I've also seen this year in summer there was a cloud, and it looked like there was something like a round object behind it, but not like this, not like, for example, say it was flying saucer like that way, like that. It was that way, but behind the cloud, it wasn't the sun, because the sun was over there. The moon wasn't out. It just looked like a shadow behind it, like a disc shape. And I was like, but not like that, more like that. And I was like, what's that? Weird. Perfectly round as well, perfectly round. So, I was just like, I believe there's stuff out there anyway, because I do not believe we are the only ones out there. And also, I was saying to my dad the other day, and I think I was saying to you lot as well, that they sometimes portrayed in different books and stuff and movies, or people have said that, if there was extraterrestrials, they wouldn't really bother with Earth, or they wouldn't really bother with us, because to us we're like a speck of dust, or we're insignificant or whatever, because we're not that sort of advanced, especially spiritually advanced and all that sort of stuff. They are way more advanced than us. 17, way more advanced than us. But I was explaining to my dad a few days back, or it might be last week, well, we are. No, I think Earth is, maybe not us, but Earth is more than we think it is, that we've been told. It's more of a, I just think it's more important to in with all the other planets. And I did say that to my dad the other week, and he was like, oh, I don't know, like if they we're not really that important to them, because they're so advanced. So this might be a bit mismatched, and I might go upside down and around and everything because I'm tired. But today I wake up, and when you're digging on things and you get things recommended and you're following the same thing, because that path you're on, you just seem to pick people up talking about the same thing. But obviously I'm on the Q train, and obviously we all know about the drop that Q dropped with the Anons with Are You Alone business, and it's on 18 now. So, and 18's got something to do with this as well. The R has got something to do with alien talk as well. So I get up this morning, my dad's like, oh, have you seen Soapbox? Because that's where I first started on Q with Soapbox, and go in there now and again, but I'm not in there as much as I was, because I'm just looking at everything, right down every rabbit hole. So it's better than watching TV, and I don't watch TV. So anyway, yeah, go with your gut. So my dad's like, oh, have you watched Soapbox this morning? Go, because it's live, go back to such and such a time, and you'll see the great Australians you're on talking about. That if you go on that channel, you'll know they're talking about a lot of the alien stuff. Whether people like it or not, I think we should all be talking about everything, really, everything. Hi, thank you, Michigan. So I found it, and they started talking about the stuff I've been talking about, and about Earth. So they were talking about, I did manage to write some of it down, and then I lost the place and I couldn't find it again. So I'm sort of going to read out what was said, and then I'll come into chat, because this is where Earth is important. We might not be that important, because we're not advanced as them, even though we do have advanced technology, hidden. But it's the Earth That's important. So I'm just going to first try and read, because I was writing it really quickly. That's if I can read it. I'll read it out and then we'll have a discussion. And I'll just see like what flows out of my mouth, sort of thing. Let me see. What did I write down? Because we were going on about World War II. So we all know about World War II and Hitler, and he was supposed to be in contact with, you know, alien tech, or, you know, ETs and all that. There's all them stories flying around. There's been stories flying around that someone did comment on the other day. Sorry, I can't remember who it was. I did say this the other day. That I actually did come across on YouTube was Valiant Thor, which I like the movie Thor, but a guy called Valiant Thor, who was supposed to be a big strapping guy, blonde hair, you know, looks a bit Thorish, big guy, in the military, or was working with the military or helping them, who was supposed to be from a different planet, realm, whatever you want to call it. So he was an ET. He looked human, but I think he was a lot bigger and maybe a bit more chiseled or something. I don't know, but, you know, funny enough, that sort of story. So that was interesting. I did see a picture of it on YouTube. I don't knock anything, me, because no one knows jack shit, because we've all been lied to. So, you know, it's one of them. Just go with flow and let's all see what happens. But I actually do believe this stuff, even if some of it's been twisted. I do believe in extraterrestrials or interdimensional, whatever they are. Because don't forget, we're all lied to. So anyone can say, oh, it's not space, or it's this, or they're not here, they're here, they're into that. Well, who really knows? So, yeah. And the Draco. I think they said the Draco invested with AI. Pawns destroy all biological life, because they sort of don't like, you know, natural sort of, you know, biological sort of stuff, because they're a bit more AI, so they don't like it. Hi. So, mussels. And what else was there? Well, what's that? Am I actually on the right thing here? Oh, hang on, have I wrote something completely different down? Hang on a minute, I'm getting confused. No, that was right. Hang on, I don't know if I've written that much stuff down. I don't know if I'm on the same page as... Was that the right thing? Or was it something else? It might be. But... Oh, hang on, yeah. Extraterrestrial. I think I've written something else. I think I was starting to write something else down and I got confused then. So, extraterrestrials, Earth-like planets. The extraterrestrials, it's an alliance. And they were saying that as an alliance, they compete against each other. But there's several alien races. The Draco ones are the bullies. As we all know, they're supposed to be a bit more bullying. But it did say that, let me see. They seek, these extraterrestrials seek no relations with humanity, not here on a diplomatic, you know, sort of thing. Worlds are being visited. This was actually, and I think you can, I don't know what it was on, because it was on Soapbox. It was on the Gaia, I think, which I actually watched on YouTube, but I think it was a website. So this is bits taken out of that. Worlds are being visited by several alien races. And because of the nuclear weapons, which is what I said the other day. If anyone comes on my channel, I was talking about this the other day. This was the bit that I was talking to about my dad, and said they wouldn't really take much notice of us, maybe of Earth, because I'll go into that in a minute. But they've had to intervene and maybe come alliance with some of us because of the nuclear. Like I said the other day, if anyone remembers, it interferes with their, you know, their environment. Where they come, it interferes. Like I said the other day, if anyone remembers, if you watch me, that's what I was saying. Yeah, and I said that the other day. And then this has said that, and I was like, no way, that's like the same thing I was sort of saying. We might not be that important to them, but us setting nuclear bombs off, which, you know, that Trump's been trying to tell everyone to get rid of, which he has. It's important because it can ruin them as much as it can ruin us. It can ruin them as well. So they have to intervene, right? So this is what it said on there. So this is off this website. So because of the nuclear weapons, let me see. I think it was they weren't here for advancement or spiritual, as we don't appreciate. Oh yeah, because we don't appreciate as we don't appreciate what a jewel Earth is. And I was saying this to my dad, because we have evolved naturally, and it says without the aid of technology. I know we're getting it now. Who from? For more rare, it's more rare than we realise. So Earth is more rare than we realise, because we evolved naturally. Biological resources have been used by different races, and that's why they intervene. It's one biological natural resource, so they're using our resources for different things, because I think it said something like they have dying planets, or maybe things are dying off. These ones that come from technology have ruined planets, they've demolished planets, they've destroyed planets. That's why you'll see sometimes when NASA says, I'm not saying, someone asked me the other day, actually, do you believe in space? I was like, I don't know, but I know NASA lies, but maybe it's not necessarily meaning there isn't space, you know, it's just that they're lying to us about certain stuff. So when we see planets and they look sort of dead and they don't really look like they've got anything on them, like unlivable sort of, it's because these planets have been destroyed, and they would do this to our planet, destroy ours, but ours is such a gem. We don't even know it's such a gem. That's all we want to do, is destroy all these elites and people who are not bothered about the planet, who want to just, you know, take all the resources and kill everything off. It's, you know, our planet is a jewel. We've got lots and lots of resources. You know, that's been hidden from us. They said there's no one to represent humanity, which makes me laugh off this last bit, because it says, for your people are divided, and they are divided because we're all fighting over race at the minute, you know, race wars and religion wars, which this goes into in a minute. So we are like that, divided, and your nations oppose one another, which we have been doing, but who's bringing that back? Who's trying to make alliances with other countries? Trump. We are more like an aggressive, they're saying we are more like an aggressive, and would bring harm and hostility to the universe around you, despite your good qualities. Which is true, because it's like I was saying the other day with space and the time travel. It's like I was saying the other day, like the film E.T., or when they put films out, it's always that one where we always want to kill them, or we always want to destroy something. You know, if it was another planet, we'd want to take over, or we'd want to destroy stuff. I mean, maybe it's the flipped way around, because these Dracos would want to do that, but some of us would, but some of us wouldn't, because I wouldn't want to do that if, you know, if we wanted to be friendly with aliens. It's just that other things like government would want to use them for army forces and stuff like that, wouldn't they? And they'd want to use it for the bad, which that's what the government have been doing with all sorts of different stuff, as we know, you know. But they were saying, because we're still hostile because of all this divide we have in the, you know, on the planet right now, which is true. Selfishness. Like I say, just because they're different, we're alien to them, they're alien to us, but we're sort of all after the same sort of resources and helping our own homeland, if you want to say our own home planets. I guess that's what they're trying to do. And I think they were saying, because these have ruined other planets, they don't want it to ruin ours, because Earth is, reptilian is part of the brain suit, Sangha, yeah. I said that the other day. And because our Earth is such a gem, because of the resources, they need to use them as well. So they don't want to like take over, you know, what did it say, like human I can't remember what it is. I think I wrote it down somewhere anyway. But it says, unaware of alien forces, unaware of resource explorers, because there's supposed to be explorers out there who go exploring around the universe for different resources, you know, to help their planet or whatever it is. Which made me think, yeah, explorers. Maybe we have explorers that go as well, which we do, don't we? We have explorers that, you know, are supposed to go up to Space Force and all that sort of stuff. NASA, but I think they were doing something different. But they also have explorers looking for resources. So it makes you think of all them films, doesn't it? And it also makes me think of Max Spires. Is it Spires? Super Soldier? That sort of stuff. Just all this stuff, and it's like amazing. And they will trade resources between the different races. They're competing with each other, but they're not fighting each other. They're just trading resources between races, which also made me think about Deep State and maybe they're trading with them. And what spirituality means, circumstances brought them to this planet. So, and then it said, says honest appraisal, you need to see there clearly. The need to prepare, which reminds me of something I'm going to read out after. The need to prepare life for in the greater community, because this is the Great Awakening, we feel is the greatest need there is in your world today. So I'll just say that again. The need to prepare life for in the greater community we feel is the greatest need there is in your world today. That's them talking. From our own observation, people are preoccupied, because this is what I've said before. We are a source for the universe. Yeah, we are a source for the universe. We are preoccupied with, he's saying we're preoccupied with our own lives, our own affairs, our own problems, our own daily lives, unaware of the greater forces that challenge their destiny, our destiny, and affect their future, our future. The forces of groups here today represent different alliances. These different alliances are not united with each other in their effects. Each alliance represents several different several different racial groups who are collaborating the purpose of gaining access to our world's resources and maintaining the access. Their alliances are, in essence, are competing with each other, but not at war with each other. They see our world as a great prize, something they want for themselves. This creates a very great challenge for us. The forces that visit not only here advanced tech, but strong social cohesion, is it? And are able to influence thought in the mental environment, ability to influence thought. Now, isn't that funny? Because I've been talking about thought, where thoughts come from, and all that sort of stuff, because it's a bit like telepathy, and they can use it through AI. But I'll just read the rest of this out, and then I'll jump into chat. They do not come with, let me see, what does it say? They do not come with weapons and armadas and vessels, but small groups with, you know, when they come here, small groups with inconsiderable, I can't read what it says, something skills of influencing people. These represents more sophisticated, mature use of power in the greatest community. Hi. It's this ability humanity will have to cultivate in the future if it has to contend with other races successfully. Thunder tell us. Oh, can't read what you're saying. Thundertech telescopes see invisible aliens, entities above our cities. They are draining our mind. Yeah, I'm going to jump into chat in a minute. I'm just reading this out from the thing that I heard today because I was scribbling it down while I was writing. But yeah. And then it said, yeah, the visitor, unless you're vibing on a higher vibration, that's why I think they can't get Trump, you know. They said he's insulated. Insulated with what? High vibrations. The visitors are here to gain humanity's alliance. They do not want to destroy humanity, human establishments, or the human. What does that say? I don't know what that says. Instead, they wish to use this to their own benefit. So they don't really want to take over our colonies and stuff like that. They just want to use it for their benefits. Their intention is employment, not destruction. They feel they are in the right because they believe they are saving the world. Visitors' methods. I can't read what that says. What does that say? Something is needed. Oh, I hate when I write things down fast. Don't know what that says, but it says some visitors are seen as angels or monsters because that's what they're perceived as. It says in reality, very much like you in their needs, very much like us in their needs. If we could see the world through their eyes, you would understand their consciousness and their motivation. But to do that, you would have to venture beyond your own. I will jump into chat in a minute. Yeah, the bad ones. Well, I'll go into that because then it links up with all these elites and everything where you're like, yeah, who are they in alliance with, as we know. The visitors are engaged fundamentally in 4 activities in order to gain influence in our world. Now, what could these 4 activities be? Funny that, because this was sort of mentioned in Q, the Plan to Save the World. Each of these activities are unique, but all coordinate together. They are being carried out because humanity has been studied for a long time. So what they're going for is human thought, there's that thing again, human behaviour, human physiology, and human religion. There's that one again. Use for own purposes because, you know, they use religion to split and divide us. And they've got all the other things of how we think and stuff so they can, you know, make us think different ways and go on to different things. So I lost the stream after that and just had to leave it at that. But what I was finding interesting was that's what I was saying to my dad the other day, if anyone remembers. Thank you. Was I said to my dad, like I just said before, planet Earth is more than we know. It's not a blip compared to every other, you know, planet, whatever you want to call it, that they have made out to us, because that's what they have made out, like where you know, we're not important. We might not be important, but planet Earth is, because they're after the resources. And the Dracos, or the sort of baddie ones, if you want to call it, they don't want to destroy the planet because they need them resources themselves, but they probably use us to be the little workers, don't they? To get their resources for them. Yeah, they lie. And what Doom show just said, you know, some eat us and stuff like that. Well, you know, we're finding out about all these elites and stuff, and, you know, it makes you wonder that some of them are here already, or that entity, maybe the ETs, thank you, can get into you like an entity, so they take over people. And I think if it's that case, I think it's because they're working on a lower vibration. And that's where I said weeks ago, if you're in a lower vibration, you're taking medication and you're feeling depressed and stuff, I think they can get into people who are working on a lower vibration because they're from a lower vibration. Something more higher up, you know, if you want to call it good and bad, I don't know how to say it. Good would be working on a higher vibration, as we all know. We all work through higher vibrations. I believe it's to do with aliens. Nobody really knows, you know, people say demons, people say it's whatever. They look different to us anyway, so they are alien to us, if you know what I mean, because they look different. That's how I see alien as. I just see it as they look alien to us because what form they might be in, and there's different races are alien. So that's how I sort of see it. And also, like I said, when I got this Q map, the first thing when I saw it, because I didn't get it at first, I was like, oh my God, was the bottom of it where the breadcrumbs start. If you're on the Q train, says breadcrumbs. Yeah, some people say that, and maybe they are. Maybe that's when we found dinosaur bones. We're like, oh yeah, the dinosaurs. Maybe they weren't. But you know, this is what I'm saying. It's fun about just discussing what everybody sort of sees it as. You know, I'm not saying it's not this or not that, but I'm telling you, when I say what I'm saying, that's just the way I see it. You know, people see it in different ways. People who are religious see it in other ways. People who are not see it in other ways. Like we said, we've been lied to, so it's good to just, build a space ball. But it says breadcrumbs and Palladian guidance. Not interference, guidance. And then it says freedom underneath. And then on the other side of it has got Draco reptilians and ancient Anunnaki and ancient aliens. You know. But it's just interesting because all this thing's just starting to link up with stuff, which also links up with I've got to go and look for the book. Yeah, keyword. They're the ones that are supposed to be helping humanity because they want us to help us more in the spiritual, pushing us to be what we really are and helping us with our spiritual, you know, evolving in that because we've been cut off from that. Yeah, but they're not all bad. I don't believe they're all bad. There's always good and there's always bad, so there's those that want to help as well. They always portray it on TV that they're bad, but I don't think they are. You know, they might not care that much, as in so much about us. Some do want us to progress with our spirituality to just help us move on, because then, I'll talk about that in a minute, because the earth needs a bit of help as well, doesn't it? You know, with what people have been doing to the planet and destroying certain things. So because they use those resources as well, they need us to look after the planet, if you know what I mean. So they're not all bad. Everyone's portrayed as bad. There's always a bad side and a good side. That's how the universe works. There's always a negative and a positive. So there is always going to be that, because that's the way the universe works. You know, even in energy and all that. And it's like this. I was watching Aleister Crowley. I said I was watching Aleister Crowley because I was getting a book on, what do you call it? I'm half asleep. On, oh, someone please remember the name. Did you draw that alien? Yeah, I did. I've not finished it off yet. I'll show you in a minute. Oh, what's the word called? Alchemy. Which I know a bit about that anyway, and people see it as a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. There's certain things in the universe we're supposed to know about to help us spiritually grow. And even some of the Masons, like I was saying before, they're all bad. Actually, looking up, I don't think they all are. People have got into different corporations and stuff and made some parts of it or higher up evil because they've been affiliated everywhere. So we're supposed to know certain things about things in the universe that these elites have known, but they've stopped us from seeing it. But it's how you take that. It's like Tesla. Tesla was making his inventions, what he wanted to, and that just goes off on it as well. Tesla was making things because he wanted to help humanity. He was for humanity. The other guy, you know, the AC/DC current, Edison, no, he wasn't really that interested. He was electrocuting elephants and everything, trying to show that Tesla's current was bad when it wasn't, because he wasn't using Tesla's. Tesla's was fine. It was his. Yeah, well, I'll talk about Trump's time machine. We'll just go proper off down the conspiracy road tonight. Who cares? He wanted to help humanity. So you could invent something, I could invent something going, yeah, you know, I see myself as a person that cares about humanity. So it'd be like, yeah, I've invented this. And then someone steals it, or you pop your clogs and someone finds your invention that you didn't finish off, but you had all the ideas there. They take that and they use it for evil. Depends what side you stand on, really. You're either a good person or a bad person. You either have good intentions or bad intentions, and that's the way it is. So entities, aliens, angels, whatever you want to call them, some will have the sort of goodish intention, even if they're not that interested in us. But like I said, it's the planet that interests them, I think, a little bit more than us. Some of them like watching, and the ones with the bad intentions. But the bad intentions to them might be their good intentions, because we don't all work the same, do we? That's what we're having on Earth right now with arguments that I'm seeing all over in certain places with different religions waffling on about different stuff. It's, you know. So it doesn't just stop at humans, really, does it? Bad intentions and good intentions. Yeah, I was painting this. I've still not finished it. I just painted it out the other day. I've not put the detail on it, so it does look a bit odd at the minute. You know, and I said I'm always drawing things when things come into my head. Yeah, maybe they're mad because they can't leave this planet. I don't know what the truth is about it all. See, I had this one the other day I was drawing, which was like a consciousness thing, but it's not outlined, so you can't really see it. Trying to see if there's any little alien ones in here. This one that I've not painted, about consciousness. I think I was just scribbling one out before, actually, because I was thinking about this. So, no, I don't believe they all have bad intentions. I think some are fighting against the ones that, yeah, some people do, some people don't. Depends how you see things, you know, yin and yang. And it depends what we've been told in films and certain stuff and books that they portray out there, because that's what they like to feed us with, what they want us to think about stuff, and they want you to be in fear as well. Just depends. Yeah, but they also said there are those with human characteristics as well. I'm trying to find one that I drew before, but now I don't know where it is. Who knows, unless you've really seen one. Who knows if they project what they want us to see. I've heard that as well. It's just interesting, you know. Just trying to find this picture. Oh, this one is a bit, but it's got 3 fingers. It's not got 5 fingers, but, you know. Looks a bit human, but not. Yeah, practice magic. That's what people get scared about magic, and that it's basically wisdom of the universe. It's about you know, using different energies and stuff like that. Looks like Tony Blair. Yeah, well, you know. Conspiracy theory means one who wants to go against the government. Exactly. That's what it is. But what links up with JFK again is... No, we're not alone. The other day, I was talking about the book by William Cooper, Behold the Pale Horse. In that, it goes on about everything, the silent war, blah, 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 the government, the military, and aliens. And also JFK was mentioned in that as well, because like I said, JFK did the speech that's out there for everyone to hear. If you actually haven't heard it, saying, I can't remember the exact words, but I'm going to smash you into 1,000 pieces. He wanted the world to know about something. What did he want the world to know? About the corruption as well, but what did he want the world to know? So some people out there wanted the whole world to know the truth about this, because it's the only way we can move on, because we are actually in a slave system. Yeah. And he was mentioned, so, which makes me go back to the yeah, you can't have good without the bad. That is how the universe works, and that's why I said if anyone looks into alchemy and that, it's not bad stuff. Some people think it is because you're told it is. But it's how you use your intentions. Someone could pray who's religious and use their praying to pray for something nice for somebody, but someone could always use it against somebody as well. I don't know, the book of Behold a Pale Horse was about 30 years ago. But it's like I said, the R post that I always read out, which I'm going to read again, now makes more sense. Even though really it did at the time, and I know some of you think this as well, but this one that I'm going to read out again now makes more sense. Yeah, well, what was I saying then? What was you asking for? Oh yeah, Behold a Pale Horse. You can download it free to read it. The free Is It PDF thing, whatever it is. Or you can actually type it in YouTube and it'll come up as an audio, because it is a hard read. You'd rather listen to it. It's easy to listen to. And that's all in there about the military, the Q clearance, aliens, Krill that was left behind, which is supposed to be the real story behind E.T. Now it's getting me thinking about Close Encounters of the Third Kind, because they also said on this website, which was on Soapbox, this is what I'm just saying, what people have said, but I believe it. It makes sense to me. They were saying there are people that have gone. Have you ever heard of people saying breakaway civilization? There are people that have gone. I don't know if they can come back, but they've gone. They've took these people for certain reasons to help with certain stuff. Makes me wonder about Tesla and people like that now. And that makes me think of the film Close Encounters of the Third Kind, because at the end, didn't the spaceship come back with a load of people in it that had supposedly gone missing? Can you? Ooh. I am. It's because I went down the rabbit hole with Q, and Q has actually mentioned it. And the thing is, Waxman, he'll probably pop on. He might be listening to Cav. I don't know if that's still on. I don't know what he's doing. He's probably in the garden looking at the sky. Yes, as you sow, you shall reap. But I've always believed in stuff like that as a child anyway, because my favourite film was E.T. And I used to think, God, aren't we awful? We'd always try and kill the aliens, the ones that are all right. But Krill, the alien that is in the book Behold the Pale Horse, by William Cooper, he was left behind, and they were trying to put a signal out because he was dying or something like that, a bit like E.T. And they wanted to put a signal out to see if they could get hold of, his race of aliens to come back to help him, and also to see if they could find anything out about what they knew. But also maybe that was a bit of a wrong thing to do, or a scary thing, putting a signal out there and you don't know if they were going to be good or not. Yeah, fake alien invasion was meant to happen. It was space. Well, the thing with the fake alien makes me laugh as well, because they say there's meant to be a fake alien invasion. So maybe they're just saying that because they don't want us to think that it's real. Topsy-turvy. Who knows, really? We've been lied to. So I'm just like, let's wait and see, Let's just wait and see. But it's all fun and games. So, they're already here. They're already here. They've been here for a long, long time. Yeah, and Krill, but there wasn't just Krill. He was left behind. Makes you think of Prometheus, actually, when he was left behind. And then another ship supposed to have landed so many years after their ship did, because the others were dead. He was the one found walking around in the desert. The other one that came was supposed to be the one that was saying we don't want any nuclear stuff, which I believe was the Palladians, and they look more humanoid. were the Pleiadians. That's what I think. We have seen the Greys on the grounding. Yeah, well, I'm going to talk about the Greys because this was an airdrop that was on one of the Chan boards, and this was off R, and we all believe who's on. Well, most of us believe who's on Q. R is JFK Jr. Hi. So I'm going to read this out again because now this makes more sense when you listen to it, especially at the end with people getting information out and why it's important, because I think, I'll tell you what I think Q and the Great Awakening means to me now. Friend of a friend works at Area 51. Yeah, so I'm going to read it out. Like I said, I always say this. I'll try not butt in because I always butt in on it. I'll go through it after. The way it's written is the way it's written. It's not spelt wrong or said wrong. It's just the way it's written. So, in 1909, we lost everything. My father caught on, first to the Bilderbergs, then he caught on the NASA. He demanded to know who the Greys were and why they were here. They killed him. I strategically staged my own death, allied with the one person, my dad's lurking, the one person in the world whom I knew was honourable enough to trust and begin to build the plan. Penance is coming. Regardless of what you think, you are not yet awake. You are not yet awake. You do not know how deep this goes. If you knew, you would never sleep. Many of you would never go on. You need each other. You need every one of you. Learn to play nice with each other or be left behind. If one stumbles, pick them up. If one asks a question, give them the answer. This is how we grow. There is no more room in the plan for arrogance and self-importance. If you turn one away, you've hurt the plan. If you hurt the plan, you will be left behind. We are watching. We see all. There are no secrets. You would never believe where the files are kept on every one of you. For that matter, you would never believe where they are kept. Prepare for the next phase. Prepare for the next phase. Prepare each other. You are one, and where we go one, we go all are. Now, that bit of, I mean, that all just makes sense, but that bit of, you know, if one stumbles and we are watching and you need to help each other and all that sort of stuff just actually makes more sense, because when all this is, you know, this closure of this, people, like I said, who've never even thought outside the box are going to be a bit like I said before, well, what the hell's going on? And people who know or are putting stuff out will be the ones that are trying to help, I believe, as bonkers as that sounds. But the more you look into things, me and my dad were saying today, I can't believe we're talking about this. I can't believe we're at an age now where we're going, can you believe we're having conversations about this? You think it as a kid. You believe it. I've always believed it anyway. But then when I actually hear more and more on it, it's like, oh my God. Oh, they actually use gold as well. Who are you talking about? I'm reading something. I hope you're not talking to me, because I'm talking about what I believe in. So I hope that wasn't aimed at me, L.A. Taylor, because I wasn't reading anything anyway, because I was reading something. So I wasn't reading what you're saying. I can't read what someone's saying if I'm actually just reading out of a book. And it's not all about me, if that's what you're trying to say, because I'm trying to tell people about stuff. So I don't really know how it can be about me. If that's what you were implying, maybe I'm wrong. If you don't like my channel, you don't have to watch. Simple. It's like I said before, everyone can think what they want to think. I'm telling you what I think because it's my platform. And a lot of people go along with this as well. Thank you. So if you don't believe it, you don't have to come on. You know, I'm just saying the books that I've read and things that I've looked into make more sense to me with what's going on with the Q, you know, thank you, things that I read. I don't need to be told off anyone else, because nobody's beliefs or anything, you can have your own beliefs, but what I believe, you're not going to change my mind in what I believe in and what I want to talk about. It's my belief of what I think, but I know a lot of other people sort of are either on the same wavelength or sort of on their own wavelength. So I don't need to be told off anybody and people to try and direct me somewhere else. This is what I believe. This is what I've always sort of thought of as a kid. It's not just come on cue, but because it's come out more, that's what everyone's talking about. So I don't need to be told off somebody else. If you're helping, fair enough, but I don't need to be told it's all about me, me, me. It's my channel. And I just talk about what I believe in and what I follow, and I'm trying to explain to people what I think. If they don't believe it, they don't believe it. If you do, you do. If you're sort of on the same wavelength, fair enough. If you don't like it, you don't have to follow. Area 51. People watching 51, it says right now. That's funny. And the number 11. Number 11 stands for awakening. Funny that. Great awakening. Because the Great Awakening to me, no, I don't need to explain myself, but I just do sometimes because people are just like, maybe they're wanting attention. The Great Awakening to me was about, when I first got onto Q, was about my other picture. Oh, I'll show you my pictures again after that. That was a bit of an naff one when I first started painting. I didn't really like it. Thank you. Was the Great Awakening was to me was waking up and finding how the world is corrupt, you know, through government, through all that sort of stuff. We know bankers, Rothschilds, Saudi, Soros, all that sort of stuff, the Satanism, these people who, oh yeah, I did mention cute. Yeah, 1111. 1111 is the Great Awakening. The number 11, 1111, it's gone up now anyway. To the corruptness, you know, the Satanism, the satanical rituals that people don't believe that are going on, but they are, the cannibalism, worldwide paedophile rings and the trafficking, all that stuff we know about, right? All that stuff that we all know about, because that's why Kavanaugh is having not having problems because he's going to get in with, Pizzagate and all that people think are a conspiracy, but they're actually real. All that stuff, that's why Kavanaugh, when he was having his hearing, they were all saying this and that, shouting out about the FBI. We all know the FBI are corrupt anyway. I'm not saying everyone in it, but they're corrupt. They just want to postpone it. You know, and walk it out, because if he's not in by Monday, that'll be it. So we know this. They're all corrupt. So we know about all that shitty, horrible stuff and all the corrupt stuff, right? So we know about that. It's not just about that. It's the tip of the iceberg. It goes much deeper. I think the Great Awakening is also to do with, that's what some people think the Great Awakening is. I also think the great... Oh, and by the way, JFK Jr. still being alive and all that one. I'll just chuck that one out there. And his wife. And his sister. But we'll just see about that one, because I've done videos on it and other people are talking about. But we'll just see about that, because the JFK Jr. thing connects with what I've just read out about JFK Jr. And JFK Jr. JFK. JFK was in the book that Bill Cooper wrote because he was a president. And I think he stumbled on something that he shouldn't have known, because there's higher classifications, you know, that you shouldn't know, but I think he found out. They don't want Kavanaugh in because as soon as he gets in Supreme Court, bang, boom, military tribunals, bye-bye. And they know that is why they were screeching and crying and moaning and waffling onto themselves. Oh, FBI. That guy, I don't even know what his name is, they wanted to smash his head off the wall. The one who was really boring, really, really boring. And they're just bringing up all the time, FBI and... So you were drinking when you were at college. You like beer, do you? It was like, did everyone drink when they were at college? Like, what does that mean? That isn't your evidence. Go and get a grip of yourself. That isn't your evidence. The guy who said I'm Spartacus, that idiot, he was so boring. So boring. But we know he's going to get in anyway. And if it didn't happen today, it'll be by Saturday or Sunday. It'll be back before Monday because he's got to get in. He'll be in. Yeah, beer. Everyone have a beer. 12 months ago, there was no way my daughter, me and my dad would be talking about this or even about this except got cute. Yeah, that's what me and my dad said. There's no way. Yeah, Booker. There's no way me and my dad would have been talking about, ringing each other talking about aliens. There was just no way. I would be talking about it because my dad knows what I'm like. I'll be like, yeah, fairies, yeah, anything. I'll just believe anything. I'll just think outside the box about anything. You know, who knows? We've been lied to. And my dad knows I'm like that, but now we are actually having conversations about extraterrestrials, so there you go. But at least I can have them conversations with my dad, because some people are just scared of looking like an utter nut job, but aren't we all? You know, conspiracy theories. So the Great Awakening to me, yeah, exactly. the evidence is that you drank beer at college. All right, so we all drank beer when we were at college, therefore we're all the same. Yeah, right, get a real. But yeah, the Great Awakening to me is the disclosure of ETs. That's what I believe it is. That's what I believe it is. I know that's what a lot of people out there think in conspiracy theories. Some people don't. Some people don't like to think about it. Some people will, sorry to say, I'm not being rude to anyone, waffle on about the Bible and all that, but we don't know. We don't know, do we, at the end of the day? Because we've been lied to about everything. And they use religions and different things. I saw actually in the Kavanagh hearing today, yeah, shapeshifters. I saw someone shout out, quite a few people shout out, and I did it as well in the chat. JFK Jr. 2020, and I was like, yeah, JFK Jr. 2020, because I'm telling you. And then we've got all this stuff about yeah, the golden age, and that's what was in the thank you for reminding me about that. Great Awakening to me is that we've been lied to about everything for as long as we have. That is the Great Awakening. So people need to think outside the box. Like, what have we been lied to? Has there always been extraterrestrials visiting us? Because I think that there always has been. That's why they put films out there. I know it sounds mad, like Star Wars, and these sort of like you know, Star Trek years ago and this that stuff, because we've had things. Maybe they come sort of, they'd have high technology, so their things could be around, but maybe I've heard of this about, you know, hologramic. They might look like something else, but they're not. Do you know what I mean? And all that sort of stuff. You know, it's interesting. And then you look at like, yeah, welcome to another day on the planet of deception. I think that's what I'm going to start saying at the beginning of the videos. How long has MSM affected us before? Yeah, and it all goes off. It says they influence through AI. They can influence us. They can't influence us through what do you call it, biological, like natural stuff. So they have to do it through AI, because I think they do it through frequencies as well, and we are all frequencies, so they can get us through different things. That's why I think sometimes if you're watching bad stuff all the time and listening to bad music, you'll get into that low vibration. They can come in that way as well. People say demons, whatever they are, they're all the same. They're bloody whatever. Oh, I love to see that every Democrat have their teenage years exposed. Exactly. And I haven't seen any new Q posts. My dad told me a bit about 29. Trump will exit to next. Yeah, I think he'll exit. JFK Jr. will come in. But what did someone just say before? And I said thanks for reminding me. Oh, the golden age. Yeah, because when I was reading about some alchemy today, whatever you call it, there was different levels, and there was one of the golden age. And apparently, when Aleister Crowley got in, basically Aleister Crowley wanted to use it for evil. Basically, there was it's like two sides fighting all the time, and they wanted good. Maybe they were holding the secrets, but he just went off on one, didn't he, and wanted to go for the dark side, because it was an occult. But you can have a light occult and a dark occult. I said this the other day, and I will be doing a chat on it over the weekend more about that. But yeah, I just think the Great Awakening is about disclosure of all this stuff. And the thing is, there's too many people now talking about, there's too many people that have seen things, you know, in the skies or whatever. And all these stories, there's got to be truth in some of the stories. I'm not saying all the stories are true about, you know, people's alien abductions and this, that, and the other, but it is out there. Remember the movie Cocoon? Yeah, I can't really remember that one. Under the Sea, the pods, I can't remember it. It makes you want to go and watch all them films again. I love your enthusiasm, Dolly, but you need to cross-reference everything. Yeah, well, I'm not really one of them that cross-references. I talk about stuff sometimes and tell you where to go and all that, but I just throw out what I've heard. Sometimes I can't remember where I've got it from, because I'll actually watch a lot of stuff. I think a lot of stuff I've been watching has been on the Gaia. Is it the Gaia YouTube video? Hi. And that's what they were talking on Soapbox. The Australians were talking about this, of a woman who's been on it for 20 years, and I think she got it off the Gaia website. So I will never watch TV again, but now MSN is trying to take over the internet. They are, but in the end, they're just going to fail. In the end, when all this comes out, they're just going to fail. They're trying. I'll give them that. Cocoon, elderly getting older thanks to Cocoon and Simple. Oh, yeah. Aliens, older getting younger. Yeah, well, Mm-hmm. Oh, well, I heard something about that actually, about this alien story where they took people up, and it was a bit like that, taking your DNA and your memories and putting it into another body. But probably a bit like when you reincarnate. You know what I mean? That sort of stuff. There was 80,000 people watching Kavanaugh hearing on just one channel. Brilliant. You know what I mean? And we can all see, I kept typing out, we can all see what you really are, you liars. You watch too much YouTube. Yeah, I do, but I'd rather watch it and go off on the things that I want to watch than sat in front of the telly watching Big Brother or whatever, the news, the crap that's on telly that they're just sticking their agenda out. So at least I can choose what I want to watch. What age am I? 41. 41. High energy bodies in the movie Cocoon. Yeah, see, that's that high energy thing again. High energy. That thing again. Thank you. But I'm always quite positive about things, so I don't know if that helps me a bit with my age. I don't know. Drink distilled water, people. Wondering what that noise was, and it's a motorbike. No, 41. Yeah, I'm telling you, forced to. They stick out propaganda in everything. It might not seem like it, but they do. And it also makes me think now of, and I know he's got caught for paedophilia or something or other. The guy who made the film, but it does make me think of the film because I actually liked it. Was what was it called? Defenders of the Galaxy, was it that Galaxy, the one with the tree in it? And what was it called, that film? Newish one out, and he's just got, I think he got told off or something. Light bodies in the movie, exactly, light bodies. Well, yeah, light bodies. That's what I was saying the other day. Energy, light, sound, frequency, waves. We all work off. Guardians of the Galaxy, is it? Yeah, reminds me of that now. I'm thinking, there are sort of like Guardians of the Galaxy. Like I was saying before, they might not be that interested in us, but Earth is very important. They said Earth is a jewel because of the researches we have. A lot of these planets have lost it because these other things have gone and destroyed these planets, took it all away. So a lot of races come here to use our resources of whatever they are, and there are defenders of the galaxy. Like I was saying before, if we want to nuke everything, it's going to affect the resources here for a start that they won't be able to use either, and it's going to affect the galaxy of where they're from as well. So, believe it or not, some have to help us. They have to be in alliance. It doesn't mean that they care loads for us. It's just that it affects them as well. What does that say? Yeah, they want our food. Yeah, I think they want a lot of things. Yeah, I've heard about the human DNA and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. Because some of them might be dying out, so they might, like, you've heard all these stories about they're trying to mix with human, all that sort of. I mean, who knows? Yeah, we are their food. I mean, we know what some of the elites do, and I've heard some of them, if they are off an entity that they can't come here, but they're working through energies, they actually use the other side of it. I've heard, yeah, they can use our energy. So when you're from a lower vibration, all this hurt in the world and fear and negativity, they feed off that energy. So no wonder all the elites are evil and they want to do horrible stuff to kids and stuff like that, which is fear and torture and all that stuff. That's obviously would be putting out a very negative vibe, because I think we're here to lift the vibrations of the planet. The vibrations of our planet need lifting. They are getting lifted because there's a lot of people out there that are doing like spiritual work, and all that sort of stuff, if you know what I'm going on about. Light bodies in the final ascension, yeah. Seen in the movie Dark Crystal. I need to watch that. It's all these old films. And that reminds me as well, is who knows about the Mandela effect? I had a discussion with a lovely young man yesterday on a Discord channel, because he said he was Christian, but we were talking about it, and he said, I think it's to do more of a psyop or this, that and the other. But the more I look into it now, if certain things can go through energies and that, and they're changing things, because he said maybe they're changing it through, like, because it's on, you can watch it on YouTube where ET doesn't say ET phone home, he says ET home phone, and there's loads of different ones. Yeah. Yeah, it's adrenaline in blood. Yeah, it is. It's adrenochrome that they use. It's not really working for them though, is it? I think they've actually been looking at alchemy and looking at it the wrong way, really. That's what I think of some stuff I actually saw today, but I think I might talk about that tomorrow. But what was I saying then? Solvent greenies people, yeah. Oh, what was I saying about energy? What was I saying then? Yeah, Antarctica has been, yeah. Yeah, it's awful, all that. Yeah, Antarctica's another one. They're always going about hidden technology, hidden inner earth, hidden ancient civilization, and all this stuff. You know, you've got the Aurora Borealis. I mean, that's a big energy field thing, isn't it? What's that? What's that all about? Oh yeah, the Mandela effect. Sorry. So yeah, the pineal gland. Yeah, the Mandela effect. So someone said, if it's through your computer, your tablet or whatever, are they interfering with it that way? But I said no, because I think you can actually have physical things that have changed. Um, and people from, well, especially from my generation are like, but it's changed. And the people from this generation are like, no, it's not. It's always been like that. And it's like, no, I remember it as this. Is that a way of waking us up? Was that a way of some of these ETs trying to tell us to wake up? Because they've been trying to wake us up, if you know what I mean. They've been trying to wake us up in different areas. Or is it the ones that are messing with us? But still, it's waking us up because it's making us think that what's off. Some people said it's because we've jumped, we've shifted to the next. You know, we've sort of had a what do you call it, dimension shift. There's all weird stuff going on about everything at the minute. Yeah, don't forget humans made androids as well. Yeah, we did, but did that thought come in our head from something else? Because they used to say we were telepathic, or they were telepathic, and that's what your pineal gland's for, your third eye. But it's calcified with the crap that we eat and drink. That's why when you drink fluoride, it calcifies your pineal gland. I drink distilled now, stuff we eat and things like that. So I believe if we were using it properly, you know, when people meditate and stuff like that, that's when people say, oh, spirits coming in there. I don't think it is. I think it's you connecting with different ETs because they can connect that way through telepathy and stuff, and you pick up on their frequency. But because we don't use it anymore, some people do. That's why you get people who are mediums and this, that, and the other, or whatever they call themselves. That's what it is. Goes the pineal gland control you? Yeah, so they can sort of put thoughts in your head, or source can put thought in your head. It's you've got to be aware of where these thoughts come from. Like I said, I was in the garden a few weeks ago and I started writing things down because I was thinking about stuff, and then that's when I started writing fast, and it was all about overselves, if you want to call it, like higher spiritual beings. Who knows? But it's something like that. Ever try waking someone up? Good luck. I mean, Merely, though, doesn't know the sun was yellow. Apparently, it just doesn't know. I said that the other day. I said, you know what? When I was a kid, the sun was yellow. It's now white. It used to be yellow. I'm sure it used to be yellow. The skies were really blue and the sun was yellow. So have they been nicking the resources of the sun? I'm also going to be talking about Saturn tomorrow. Saturn, because everyone's talking about Saturn at the minute, which I don't think we came from apes. I think it's an absolute load of bollocks because, like I said, we've been lied to. So everything they say, I think we've been lied to. You know, who knows? The pineal gland helps your body to understand night and day and then go to sleep. Yeah, because with your I can't say the word, to help you to go to sleep. I think it's to help you dream as well. I think the pineal gland's for a lot of things, you know, but we don't know the truth. That's what I'm saying. If you're lied to about stuff, some people do, they don't know the power that we hold. Yeah, our bodies are proven energy sources. Yes, they are. That's why they want us to eat certain foods, drink certain things, because it sort of puts things into your bodies that keep you sort of not being a light being and calcifying your pineal gland and all that. Sun simulator, yeah. And then we're looking at, do they put fluoride in your water? Yeah, they do over here as well. I've got a distiller, a big water distiller, and it tastes nicer. Yeah, and then we're looking at the sun observatories that closed down, didn't they? And it wasn't just one, there was a few all over. And yeah, they do in the UK, and I don't know how strong though. The sun observatories, now we've heard about the story about, off eBay, the sun observatories. Oh, it was shut down, and Black Hawk helicopters came in and they moved everybody, and this and this, and they looked in the bin, and someone had there was a video of the X-Files in the bin, and this, that and the other. Oh, England is worse. Yeah, checked out 5G, and all these stories, and then it was supposed to be they were after one guy, so they shut them all because a few shut down around the world, so they shut them all down because there was one guy that was supposed to have a bit of pornography or something, like child porn. Well, I mean, we all know about that, but for one guy, and they had Black Hawk helicopters and this, that and the other. And then there's loads of videos going around on YouTube about the sun and these things that are supposed to near it that do look like alien crafts. And I've seen one where there's something in there, the plasma's coming off and it's hitting this thing, and then it's not going there because they reckon, some people are saying there was a big plasma bit that was going to come out, it was going to hit Earth with all these plasma flares, and that was stopping that from happening. Because if you think about it, why would they be saving planet Earth? Because they want the resources, because planet Earth is a jewel to them. And we should see the planet as a jewel. A lot of people don't. They don't care. They want concrete cities and this, that and the other. But it is a jewel. And they want our resources. So obviously, it's not necessarily because they might not be that interested in humanity, but they are very interested in our Earth. And they don't want our Earth to get destroyed because of the rich resources we have. So there's another thing that people are talking about. Weird that it's all connecting with everything, really, at the minute. So we're looking at government-made sun every day. Yeah, I mean, do you know what I mean? They've had satellites up there and this, that and the other. NASA have had billions and billions and billions, off the taxpayers, and they weren't really doing the job. We don't exactly know what they were doing. Space Force will be doing the job, but NASA weren't. They were taking the money and using it for something. What was it for? To deceive us. That's what I believe. Yeah, we are the source. Yeah, because we come from source. We are the source because we come from source. Fly over my house, not joking, like hazy boomerang. Yes. Oh my God. Boomerangs, Dad. Took a picture of the moon the other day, because the moon's been a full moon nearly every night that I've seen, and it's glowing like Billy-O at night. Took a picture of it the other night, sent my dad a picture, took a couple of pictures, sent my dad a picture. Picture came up and I thought, what's that? And it was this. But we don't know, maybe if it was reflection off my camera, I don't know, because I thought I don't remember seeing that picture when I took the picture. And it was two shapes like this, like that, of light. They were just light, but they were boomerang shapes like that. And they were like that, and I thought, how would that a reflection of? I was taking a picture of the moon, and there was these two like boomerang, just slits, but like a boomerang shape. They were just light, like slits, but light. And I was like, I didn't see that. I didn't see that. Truman Show, yeah. Oh, exactly the same, but cloaked. Yeah, well, I saw something cloaked in a cloud, but it was a circle. The special access program had 55 cents of $55. Yeah. But it's just interesting. What does everyone else think about the alien thing? Have you always believed in it? Do you not believe in it? I don't know. Oh, 17 likes. Pfft. Letter Q. Go on YouTube and watch Rod's Weird UFOs, or write that one down. Yeah, if anyone's got any good channels for me, tell me, because I can't really tell you what I've been watching today, because I just watched that many. Rod's Weird UFOs. Rod's Weird UFOs. It beats better. It's better than watching TV, people, anyway. I'm not joking. It's gone up now. It always goes 17, 18. Yesterday it went 17, 18, went up. I said, oh, wouldn't it be funny if it went back down to 17? Went down to 17, went back to 18. Mad. Bye. Oh, just type rods. Rods? I shall have a look. I used to believe in aliens, but now you swayed. I still do. I reckon that's what's going to be part of the Great Awakening, because I think the Great Awakening, don't know, but I remember seeing about 7 lights hovering for several hours in the sky, way out over the ocean back in, you don't know, but you saw some lights. But what were them lights? A lot of people have seen lights. I've seen orbs. And people have seen orbs in the crop fields, haven't they? They've said they've seen orbs that are supposed to make them, and there's a lot of energy held where those crop fields are. Yeah, good aliens helping. There's an alliance, like I said. Palladian guidance. Caesar guidance. I heard a story ages ago, and this is what makes me laugh, where I think, oh my God, and I was telling my dad ages ago, and he was like, oh, I don't know. And I went, oh yeah, and I've seen this story where it was, makes me think of actually FLOTUS now, Melania. Because he said they had the higher eyes that were a bit like this, and she's got a face like that. And it was like, yeah, the president of the United States, there was a president, or a military, whatever it was, a military or president, that had, was having guidance off the Pleiadians, and it was a woman handing over something to either a president or a military person to help with the humanity, to help the planet, because of, like I said, they're using stuff of our Earth, so they don't want us to destroy our Earth with nuclear weapons, because it will also affect our planet and they're, you know, in the galaxy where they are as well. So bonkers. The governments would always cover up aliens, as it is a contradiction to most religions. Well, yeah, and they put a lot of stuff out there to divide us. I think there's truth in those things, but they do a lot of stuff to divide us. Hiya! Have you seen the reptilian eye thing? Good footage of it. I've seen the reptilian eye thing, as in, what was I watching the other day? Was it Saturn or one of the planets, or planet? Which is the one with the? Is that Saturn? Which is the one with the hexagon, the cube on the planet, and then the other end, or one of the planets? It just looks like an eye. Looks like an eye. Saturn, yeah, and that's why they put yeah. You watch Game Theory? No, I don't think I've seen Game Theory. Oh, I'll tell you in a minute. And then we've got, like, they hid the aliens because, 1, they don't want us to know the truth exactly. 2, they don't want us to think they are in power. They are really not exactly. They say in the Bible, beware of deceit on the global, beware everyone. Yeah. The film, oh God, what is it? Lord of the Rings, you know, a bit like Fight for Planet Earth, Inner Earth. They all see an eye. I said this the other day. It's supposed to be Saturn. The all-seeing eye. They always put the all-seeing eye out there. That's why the Illuminati, you know, with the all-seeing eye. The Pleiadians are the constellation of Taurus, my birth sign. I'm a Pisces. Like I said, so as with the age of Aquarius, and that stands for lifting the veil, you know. I know it's an unpopular belief, but I think aliens are the fault. Yeah, people say that as well. I can't help think the Pleiadian are deceiving people. I don't think they are, because there's supposed to be, it's not supposed to be them, there's supposed to be different races. So, you know, like, we have different races on the planet, don't we? But that's what I mean, whatever anyone thinks it is, fallen angels, demons, whatever anyone thinks it is, certainly something to stop you. Yeah, whatever anyone thinks it is something, because we've been lied to. So there is something going on. But I also believe there's ones that are, you know, not that good, but there's ones that are helping too. Like I said, on Earth we have people who are good and people who are bad. That's how the universe works. Negative and positive. People have been waiting for this Trump train of hope since JFK. Exactly. They've been waiting for a long time, and that's why I believe JFK Jr. is involved with this, because his dad knew. And like I said the other day, if his dad knew about this information, he would have been told. That family would have known about something. He would have been told as a child, and all the other stuff. Pisces rule, yeah. And all the other stuff he would have known growing up as a child. That is a fact. He would have known something about his father or read things and heard things that his father had found out. His mother would have also known and wanted to keep his son safe. He would have known growing up, especially with the corruption of the government, what would happen to him if he ran for Senate, which he was just about to before Hillary got in, before he supposedly died in a plane crash when he was flying it, when he had a cast on his leg. Yeah. And apparently mainstream media said it was a bad day that day. You know, the weather wasn't bad. No, it wasn't. It was reported it was a good day that day. So there they go, lying again. The bodies that got pulled out weren't the bodies. They were the dummies off the SEAL team that go in and do the diving exercises. Absolute load of rubbish. In my opinion, the deception of religion goes so deep most people couldn't comprehend the truth. I believe that as well. That's why they said it's going to be quite a big thing when it comes out. People are going to end up poorly and in hospital because people aren't going to be able to get their heads around it. It's like some people say, oh, aliens, well, you know, God and this, that, and the other, I call it source. Well, what were they created by? Oh, I just believe source, God, source in a different way, not to what we've been told it is. It doesn't mean it's not real. I just believe it's in a different way because we've been lied to. It doesn't mean there isn't a God. I don't call it God, I call it source. We're all from source, but people call it God. God, I know this sounds mad, God could be an alien. That might offend some people. I don't mean it like that. I mean, it might look different to what we are. He created us in the image he wanted to create us in. Well, that's source. But to us, it might look alien because he doesn't look exactly the same. Yeah, and I think Jesus was the physical form like we are. We're spiritual beings in a physical form. Jesus was a physical man from the source like we all are, talking truth way back then, you know, doing things in Alexander's library, you know, trying to find out all the things of the universe and all that, talking truth, telling people to live in, you know, trying to live in, you know, God's word, as in, you know, like I keep saying, be good to one another and be good to your neighbour and don't do to others that you wouldn't do to yourself. And they crucified him for telling them the truth. Yeah, giving morals. Humans had to have morals because we did used to fight and we had that reptilian brain of, oh, we've got to defend yourself and all this and like what you after and all that. But in the end, we had to evolve and grow together to help each other to get along. So we had to have morals. You couldn't just go around killing people and raping people. I mean, yeah, that used to happen way back then. Something's still going on now that people do that. It's like, come on, people, move with the times. We've evolved. People always go on about different books. You know what I'm talking about? That people are still arguing about now. Like, well, we did this then. Look in the book. Doesn't matter. We've evolved. That was then. This is now. You have to evolve, and we evolve naturally. So, but the thing that we're not evolving in, a lot of us, is the spiritual, because they've cut it off because they don't want us to know the truth. So it doesn't mean, you know, there isn't a God, God's source, whatever. It just might be a little bit different to what we've been told it was, because they like to lie about everything. Yeah, it's hidden because they want us to think we are powerless, exactly, that we need to rely on religion when we are really very powerful and we don't need any. Exactly, we are. If we're not, think of it like, you know, don't take offence anyone, it's your belief is your belief, but if we all come from one, if that's God, I call it source, God, source, God, source, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't matter what you call it, it's your truth of what you call it. If we're all from one, we have God inside us. It's within us because we come from that. As above, so below. As within, as without. It's like alchemy. Don't be offended anyone who's, you know, Christian or anything. I'm not saying it's not your truth. I'm just saying that's how I think, and it might be just in a different way. But we are all, yeah, the creator. I call it the creative. Yeah, Christ consciousness. Exactly, it's Christ consciousness. We all come from one, so therefore we all are. I am, you are, I am, from one, from source. Oh, I don't know. But yeah, and then there's the Tesla thing again. That's the biggest thing that's on the queue. The Tesla thing, that's the biggest thing. All this stuff that everyone's talking about, oh, it's a conspiracy. And then it's not a conspiracy that Donald Trump's uncle, Yeah, the golden rule and that, I've been reading about that in alchemy and all that. You know, everyone thinks it's bad when it's not. It's just that there's the secrets that have been hidden from us. And people think it's bad because it's like, oh, it's an occult. No, it's how you use it. It's what you are. It's what your intention is. You've either got good intentions or bad intentions, and that's a fact. Good intentions or bad intentions. Um, uh, mm? But yeah, the Tesla thing and Trump, fact, not a conspiracy. Yeah, we are all one, exactly. Where we go one, we go all. JFK, the Kennedy Bell. It's a fact that Donald Trump's uncle got the notes of Tesla. And the FBI, when he passed away, went in and raided Tesla's notes. He looked at them, they asked him, you know, is there anything we can use? Because obviously they want to use it not for humanity. You know, any new sort of, you know, ideas that he had out, free energy and sorts of technology and this, that and the other. Some of them notes went missing. Donald Trump's uncle, who's the president of America at the minute, who probably knew about JFK and what he found out because he was good friends with JFK Jr. I mean, you can't write this stuff, people. You cannot write this stuff. And then you look at Julian Assange and look at Donald Trump's uncle and like, Jesus, did they invent a time machine? Like, and I don't believe Julian Assange is in the embassy. Don't think he's there at all. Think he was moved ages ago. There's some weird stuff going on at the minute. If we've got technology we don't know about, I think there are things. I can't remember if it was Tesla or someone did say, even Aleister Crowley I heard apparently, but I don't know. Tesla had supposedly, it might have been Tesla, it could have been someone else, had supposedly been able to make something invisible. So, you know, you just don't know what's going on. That is why they send so much money to dumb us down, because we could really destroy them if we all woke up and got strong. Exactly. And I think that's what the Great Awakening's about. I mean, can you imagine? Yeah, I'm not religious, but I believe there's a God source, a creator, and the creator would have created them as well. There is a creator, but everyone calls it by a different name. Every religion around the world calls it by a different name. Even if religion's been put there, man-made to sort of divide and stuff, there's still truths in everything, because a lot of things around the world add up and there is truths in it, but they twist it and take the important parts out. Like I said, I do believe Jesus was a man in physical form on the earth talking about the secrets, and they crucified him because they didn't want it getting out like they do with everybody that's wanted to put truth out, you know, in the past and now. Yeah, Tesla knew. Tesla was apparently born on a day when it was lightning, like a lightning storm, and apparently when his mum had him, the midwife said something about, oh, something like your son's going to be, not, I don't think she said evil, but something of darkness because he was born on, and she went, no, he's going to be a child of the light, which he was. He is. He was coming up with all these ideas. It was all to do with, you know, currents and light and energies. That's what he was working on. So you're telling me he'd have put, you know, sort of energies out and frequencies out and stuff like that to out there, and probably got a bloody signal back. I think he would have known. Found out about all these, he was killed. Found out about all these, well, what we are and what's out there as well, and how we work. And if we don't know how our minds are supposed to fully work with the pineal gland and this, that and the other, we don't know our power, do we? And the reason why the elites have it is because they can use it all and they know the power and they can, you know, use it for their benefits. But they don't want they don't want the world waking up, the masses, do they? Because there's more of us than there is of them. Exactly. You don't have to be religious to believe there's a source creator. Because we all come from energy. We all are energy. We all are light, sound, frequency, you know, vibrations, waves. So, you know, if we don't know what we are properly, how do we know how much power we actually hold within ourselves? We do, but we're sort of, they lie to everyone. Some people don't believe this because they don't like to research, they don't want to know, they're not interested in, you know, sort of switching that TV off and trying to actually really learn about all this stuff. Energy can't be created or destroyed. And everyone has different opinions on it and stuff, which is great. But it's good that people are starting to think, you know what I mean? They're starting to think about things, which is interesting because they don't want us to think. They want us to believe what they put on the TV and in the newspapers and in certain films, this, that, and the other, games. Yeah, video games to get us through video games. Yeah. It is very lonely times, but you've got to remember there's a lot of us awake. You just look around YouTube and you won't believe. I know because I see a lot. I watch a lot of channels and I see a lot of people out there awake, very awake. The more you start looking on YouTube, it will recommend people too. You can just obviously pick the ones that you want to watch. Yeah, that's what I mean. The more that, yeah, they are more comfortable with the brainwashing. They don't want to. I tell friends and then they go, oh yeah, I'm just going to go and watch Coronation Street anyway. All right then. I think it's good to research and sort of, what do you call it, like, learn about stuff. See if you can join the dots about stuff. Yeah, that's what I mean. People, you know, love Jesus and they see that, you know, in the way you see it in practical daily prayers. I see that the same as putting intentions out there. Because you, to me, maybe you're asking in a prayer or whatever it is, but you want to, you sort of, to me, you sort of wanting to put that right intention out, you know, if you get what I'm saying. Because it's all about thought and matter and, you know, thoughts matter out there. Tesla was a portal. Yeah, they say that as well. These funny things around the world of different doorways and stuff that just oddly look there and you're like, what's that? You know, when you start looking around and like the pyramid things and all that sort of stuff. Oh, that's all right, Stephanie. That's why I come in here so people can talk about all this stuff, even if they believe in the biblical bit and or the other bit or whatever, because there is biblical bits in the Q thing as well. We know it's all mixed in with stuff, you know. It's just they don't tell us the proper truth about what's in those books. They've took stuff out and I think there's a lot of things hidden in the Vatican myself. Thank you. That's what I mean. You can go on other channels and you can get a lot of trolls. And I mean, I get them in on here. To me, it's just people who don't understand, don't want to research, just find it too hard to get their heads around or think it's funny or, you know, or they're scared or they're fearful of looking at something else. Like I'm saying, even if you're religious or anything, it's nice to look at other stuff and think outside the box. Some people might not believe it, but they might see where you're coming from, or they might just be interested in it, or they just find it interesting. They might not be. I'm not saying you have to believe it. I'm not saying believe everything I say. I'm just saying I believe it, not just because of Q. I've always thought as a child, I'm sure, you know, if they make out the universe is as big as it is, as fast as it is, you're telling me we're the only life forms. And it doesn't mean they look human like us. That's what I mean about, yeah, most people are just arrogant. About the RETs, extraterrestrials, aliens, are alien to us because these things don't look like us. Of course, if they're not from where we're from, they don't look like us, so they are alien. We'd be aliens to us. We'd probably look pretty scary to them. So they could come in light formation shapes, sort of. Do you know what I mean? That people class as angels and stuff because they look different to us, so therefore they are alien. Even if it's a demon, what anyone says, it's still alien, as in the word of it looks alien to us because it's not the same. So it looks alien because it's not. It doesn't look the same as us. The abyss, and then you look at the abyss in the sea, and I mean, what's down there? As above, so below. What's down there? That a lot of that hasn't been properly looked at, has it? And then you think of the film Pacific Rim, where the aliens come out the bottom of the ocean and all that sort of stuff. Love them sort of films. Artwork. Are you talking about? Yeah, I haven't finished this one off. This was the first. Yeah, this was the first. Yeah, they probably think I'm an alien or a loon. If you're like a conspiracy theory, they think you're bonkers. But I don't care what people think. I'm just like I said, at least I can think outside the box. Yeah, this one, I've never painted with acrylics, and I tried this one. I don't like this one. I think it's a bit naff, but it's the first time I painted with acrylics. So I haven't put all the detail in on the flowers, but that was the first time I did that one. And then, like I said, I'll show you this one. And I still haven't finished this off yet with detail because I need to get some more paint. This one, I haven't finished it off yet. She's not finished off yet. But yeah. So, I just think it's quite healthy to look at other things and not be kept inside a box and just believe everything you've read and everything you've been told. Think outside a lot more boxes just so if anything does happen, you're prepared for all things that might come out and your brain won't just go, thank you. Well, I'm learning with my paintings. So, oh, here's another thing that I did that I'm doing for friends. Yeah, whimsical. I like whimsical. Making it into one of them like door hangings, you know, that you put on the kids' door with the name on it. It's going to have a bow on it and stuff on it, but I did this little face. It's going to have like a hanging thing on there. Yeah, they're normally quite whimsical-y, but yeah, I like drawing stuff, so. But like I said, I've always drawn those sort of faces, you know. I don't know if it was in this book. The faces with, I don't know if it was in this one, the hearts on and spiritual sort of things that someone said, oh, you're always drawing that. It's like the other one, I was just drawing this in bed and I was like, physical being, spiritual being, over self, communicating through thought. That's what I was drawing. You know, these sort of things. And it says you are your manipulator, magician of your reality, because I just write things down when I that's what some people think. But that's what it means. Some people think the demons. It actually says the thing that I was watching, and I'm not saying anyone's wrong or right, I'm just saying the thing that I was watching today. Do you think we will win? We've already won the battle. It's played out. We're watching the movie at the minute. Look like a Disney, but yeah. You know, people say the demons, but if we've been lied about things for a long time, and it says in certain places the demons, is it just because if people saw these things years and years back, the time of Jesus or whatever, they wouldn't know what these things are because they look different to us, as I was saying before. They are alien because they're alien to us. They look different. So they would have called them demons. But who knows? Like I said, not saying anyone's right or wrong. I'm just saying we have been lied to. We have been lied to. And that's a fact anyway, as we're all beginning to find out with, you know, the government and those sort of worldly things. We know this. So I'm not saying anyone's right or wrong. I'm just saying we've been lied to. So we don't really know the truth. But I myself would like disclosure. I myself don't care if the world is a globe. Don't care if it's flat. I just want to know the truth. So if there are alien races out there, I want to know. It's going to ruin some people's lives because there was us, well, not all of us, thinking we were alone, this, that and the other. It'll affect certain things, but it is affecting things. People just want the truth. That's why people call themselves truth hunters. Like, I watch a woman called the Truth Hunter on Gaia videos on YouTube. She talks about aliens and stuff like this. And it's like, we just want to know. We've evolved from thousands of years. We're sick of being lied to. We want to know. So maybe we could make alliances, or maybe, you know, let's put it out there. Maybe they can help us get our Earth better again. Maybe they can be an alliance so they can have resources. Because apparently, DNA and junk DNA, when we go on about free technology, free energy, if there is a so-called free energy, then we can all use it. We can all use it, and maybe they can help us and we can help them with certain things, and it's about uniting, isn't it? And I don't know, I'm just saying, you know, we just want to know the truth. That's what most people want to know. As hard as some of it is going to be to swallow, not just with this stuff I'm talking about here, with the other stuff that people aren't awake to, you know, the government stuff and all that stuff that we all know about, you know, like I said, it's the tip of the iceberg. We just want to know the truth. Whatever it is, we just want to know. It's not going to be nice, but I'd rather know than not know. Yeah, there is always going to be good and bad to any race. Exactly. That's why I said if there is aliens, or whatever you want to call them, there's going to be good and bad. Or ones that are sort of, like I said, maybe wanting to help because we planet Earth and they want to help with the planet because they use the resources as well. But there's going to be ones that they said these ones watch us and they watch humanity and they want us to thrive and come to our spiritual selves and know what we really are, so we can ascend and we can be more powerful and we can, maybe what it is help our planet ourselves to do certain things and help ourselves get out the slave system, because we are in a slave system. We're working to live, people. I've always thought this as a kid. I've always thought this as an adult. We work to live. That is what life's about, really. Do you really believe we were made, put on this planet, whatever the truth is, to work? Maybe we were at one time, but to work. That's all life's about, is it? To work. To live on a planet that was for us, for the food that we can grow and the water that we can drink that is free, on the land that we should be not paying for, because it's a land to all of us all over the globe which is free to us, was given to us free, but we have to pay for it and we have to work to live on a planet and eat food and drink water, the sort of normal basics. I'm not talking about other stuff you're buying, I'm just saying certain things like that's why, like, Trump is trying to bring taxes down and stuff like that and help regimes in different countries to, break free from them, because they've been there for thousands and thousands of years, keeping people down and keeping people in a slave system, when nobody around the world should be in a slave system. It doesn't matter if you're high up, you earn more money or you earn low money. Everyone should sort of be equal. There should be nobody starving. People shouldn't be fighting. There shouldn't be wars. But we know wars and all that sort of stuff are man-made to keep other countries down, taking their resources in that sense, trafficking children, all that sort of stuff. We know all about that. But it shouldn't be like that. Yeah, the Watchers, exactly. They put these films out there with truth in. Yeah, open your mind, expand your thinking. It shouldn't be like that. Well, nobody around the planet should be starving. Nobody around the planet. We shouldn't be paying to live. Like, yes, we've evolved so there'd be things we're paying for, but if taxes went down and we weren't paying for certain things, like free energy, well, we shouldn't be paying for our energy. We shouldn't be paying for our electric and stuff. Can you imagine how better off people would be around the globe? All of us. You'd be able to have more time. You wouldn't have to work as much. Maybe we have to work, but we wouldn't have to work as much. You could spend more time with your family and your friends doing, because that's what we should be doing, helping each other to grow. You could be growing stuff in your garden and just helping humanity, basically, because you'd have more time to do stuff that could help. If you're on the good side, there's still all them evil ones, but I think there's more good people than there is bad. Harmony, love, and one day. Yeah, exactly. That's what they're trying to bring. When they say that sort of thing, like heaven on earth, that's what they mean. Like I said, I'm not religious, but I believe in, them sort of sayings. Where we go one, we go all. Do you know what I mean? So we shouldn't be, life isn't just about, we weren't made to just work, but they want us to work because they're greedy. They want us to do stuff for them, so they get more money and we all keep downtrodden and, not knowing who we really are, lied to. Doing the race wars on us, doing the, like I said, the religion wars on us, and doing the men hating women, which is going on with Kavanaugh at the minute. Doing all that stuff to keep us down and keep us divided and keep us fighting all around the world with different races, different countries, and all that crap that's going on. So, all life is eternal. And we shouldn't be eternal working. It's not bad if we were just working for a bit, but we had more time. That's why people are stressed and ill. Because they're working and then they're putting the taxes up, so we're working more and we can't hardly afford anything, so we're getting stressed, we're getting ill, we're not eating the right foods, we're not drinking the right things, people are drinking, people are taking drugs, people are taking antidepressants, they're getting ill. That's more money because that's big pharma. That will probably kill you off. Stress can kill you off, so it's giving you cancer. Stress can give you cancer. It's giving you all this stuff to kill you off because it's depopulation doing the job for you. Doing the job for them, I should say, killing us off a younger lifespan when I think we were meant to go on a little bit longer, but they want to shorten our lives. Doesn't shorten their lives. Queen's looking quite good on, isn't it? He was looking quite good for 80 or whatever he was. McStain, no name, but we know why and all that, but we know what they're doing. we all have, well, yeah, we all have a purpose for being, but they keep us away from that purpose. They keep us working ourselves to the bone, like to say, innit? Working yourself into the grave and not being able to pass things on to your kids because the government always take your money. Like if, you know, if you die and you've left a house to your family, they want some of that money, don't they? Oh yeah, we can't have it, can we? Yeah, adrenochrome and all that. So billionaires, but kids are starving. That's what I mean. You have all these billionaires, all these celebrities that have got loads of money. They go on about, oh yeah, look at me, I've helped out here and I've got this charity going. Really? Put your money where your mouth is and go and give it to the people that, you know, these celebrities who are on the ones who are with all these elites as well, you know, who are causing these bloody wars to traffic these bloody kids from other countries. Yeah, put your money where your mouth is. Was it like, I didn't even know about that Brad Pitt thing ages ago when you had the storm over there in America and he'd built these funny little, that went down the pan, didn't it? Full of crap. They're there on the TV making out, oh look, we've been to these other countries in the Middle East and yeah, we've made these little houses, you know, because where they got bombed and all that. I saw a thing on, I don't know if it was Katie, what's her name? Ezra and all them went over, Rebel Media or something, they went over, they built about 2 houses somewhere, you know, because when that was filmed with the celebrity sat there, that's what you would have seen, but you wouldn't have seen what was going on behind the scenes. 2 houses, and that was it. Because obviously people are paying to the some of the charities. I'm not saying this to all charities. Some of the charities, oh yeah, oh they've had a war, chuck all this. They've not given the money to the people. They've took it themselves. Yeah, he'll be lurking. They've took it themselves. They built a few places to look like they're actually doing something, you know, like the UN, yeah. And the Red Cross. Brilliant, yeah. So it sounds a bit funny, but I don't like giving money to charity because you don't know where it's going properly. They're putting out on TV that it's going somewhere. Really, what were they putting in the Red Cross boxes that we found out off Q? Billions. What for? War and weapons and you know, chemical weapons, whatever you want to call it. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. Yeah, 1 in 25 people are psychopaths. Most politicians fall under that. Of course they do, because they're power hungry. When you're power hungry, it affects your brain. Clinton charity fraud is Bill. Yeah, Clinton charity. She has a Haiti charity. We all know what that's for, you know. Ugh, make me sick. But like I said, you know, we all get confused and we all think different things because at the end of the day, we've been lied to. Bye. Yeah, McKay, McStain, no name, we know what happened to him. It's like it says, it did say in one of the Q posts, if people don't unite and these people who are not helping others are going to be eradicated off the earth because they're proper low vibrations. But I just think all this stuff about alliances, I just think, yeah, it makes sense to what I've been watching, even in films, because like I said, the Universal Law, they put, yeah, Agenda 21, they put it out in films. And put it out in films. And then when people say, oh, well, I think, you know, they said they were going to, yeah, Left Behind, they said they were going to, well, Left Behind, yeah, we're going some, we just don't know, about, oh, they said there was going to be an alien invasion, it's going to be a fake one. Yeah, they said, who said? Who said? The government, the ones that are trying to pull the wool over our eyes anyway, to make us not believe that something is happening. And we'll just believe, oh, yeah, it's one of these Project Bluebeam things. I know they probably do that on stuff anyway, but to make us think that maybe that's what it is when it's not, who knows? Haiti wouldn't have even let the Red Cross come now. How sad when they really, exactly, all these countries that are really in need, and people are lying about what's really happening, like South Africa and all these places, and all these countries that are in real need like that. In real, and they've been part of making that situation. No wonder other countries go mad at other countries because, you know, they're blaming. It's not us, we the people. It's the bloody governments and the regimes of those countries. Like, you might look in the Middle East and think, oh, we don't like them because they're like this. It's not necessarily. Some are like that because it's a culture, but it's not necessarily them. It's the government. They've been under a regime. It's like Kim Jong-un. People go, oh, he was a dictator, he was this and that. He was under a regime. He looked like a miserable bugger. No wonder. He was just put there, he was just a puppet. He was under a regime. And then Trump came along. And he's fighting for America, but also the planet. He's helping to get people, to get these regimes out, and for the people to get the power back. and to get the truth out there. People you say, oh, they're not going to disclose, disclosure of aliens and this, that, and the other. Well, I actually believe that they have to now. Too many people talk about it. They've always talked about it for years. They have conspiracy theory. They have to, for the sake of humanity, really. The people who are not going to believe it, whether the Reds are going to be like I said, people who aren't red-pilled, sheeple, who aren't awake, are going to be, I don't know, we're just going to be, I don't know, I don't even know what the word is, because they know nothing about any of this, of the corruption of the government, this and all the other stuff. So I just can't imagine. Just can't imagine. And then disclosure of this is on top of that as well, but I believe it needs to come out. And it's gone too far now. It needs to come out because humanity needs to know for the sake of humanity. Simple. That's what I think anyway. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, because MSM won't cover it because it's who they're run by and who they're owned by. It's disgusting. Yeah, people's minds. Well, it did say in the Q post, and it said before, people are going to end up, so much of the population end up like hospitalised, or they're going to need help, because the minds are not going to be able to comprehend what the hell has been going on for a long time, and what's going on. Like, can you imagine? They're just not going to be able to get their minds around it. They're going to slowly have to sort of break that system down, which is what I'm doing now, because I just think, we've been lied to. You can believe other things because you need to come away from believing what we've been told. Yeah, and exactly, disclosing everything is the way to stop the dark forces. Exactly. The only reason they go on more and have more power over us is because we don't know. I mean, there's people out there that do know because they've seen this, that, and the other, but everyone thinks they're a conspiracy nutcase. So the way of doing that is we need to know the truth. It said that in something as well about when the world wakes up, they'll be gone. Because I don't mean all of them, they'll always be, so I think it's just part of the universe. We should know, and they should know about us, but not knowing the truth does not help us, but it's more powerful to us if we know the truth. Yeah, and that's another thing, Minnie was said. A lot of people do not, and this is a fact anyway, do not like admitting that they're wrong. Because whenever this never comes out, and even the JFK Jr. thing that I've said, well, it never comes out in the end, because it's all in time, it's all going again, it's all in with the clock. It has to be done in a certain amount of time, and it has to be done within the law and all this, blah, blah, blah. But, if it ever didn't happen and blah, 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 I will come on here and say I'm wrong. I am not scared of saying I was wrong. But there are people that just don't like to admit that they're wrong. I think someone's going to be wrong. They don't want to admit that they're wrong because they don't like to think outside the box. It's like it says from the Gaia of these beings that are supposed to have said this. They're people too involved with, and we are, because it is the daily thing that we do, because that's what we're used to. That's how we've been sort of trained and enslaved, of your daily things and the drudgery things that we do, and all sort of things that we're involved in daily life, that keep us down and stuff. They won't look outside like that. I mean, like I said, there's loads of people that I follow on YouTube doing a lot of really good stuff that's happening in the UK and all that. And that's brilliant, because I've done bits on that, but I like talking about this stuff. And that doesn't mean it's not connected, because I believe it is. But I'm just glad that I can look at all of it. I can look at that and I can see what's going on. I can talk about this as well, because at least if it does, then, I'm prepared, or preparing myself where other people won't even look at it. I don't want to admit that they're wrong. If you know what I mean. It's all connected. That's what I've said. Everything is connected. Everything that's going on in the UK at the minute, with certain things that are going on that I don't want to mention because everyone's talking about anyway, and it's not what I was talking about, in other countries as well. I've said from the beginning, I've been on Q and found out about things. It's all connected, obviously, because deep state's in every country. So the things that are going on with certain people going to prison and court and stuff like that is exactly like Kavanaugh in America, trying to make out he's something he's not, trying to make out he's sexually abused this woman or raped her or whatever when he hasn't. And a bit like some other people over here that I'm not going to mention that are going to court and they're trying to say this, that and the other. In the past they've said things about them that aren't true. It's all connected. But people can't see that. It's all connected. Brilliant. It's all connected. And that's one thing that I do know. Well, your thoughts come from other places, don't they? Your thoughts aren't always your own thoughts. You think they are. Matter. Matter and energies and light and frequencies and vibrations, and also other things work off vibrations as well. Sound, light, energy. We all are energy. I might not put it across properly, but it doesn't mean I don't know what I'm talking about. Thoughts are feelings. It's like they say, sometimes don't always think here, think with your heart, because you feel it. You don't feel it here, you feel it here. This has a lot of light source energy, vibrations. Oh, is he showing some new pictures? Well, someone said, and they might come on here after, and I'm not really interested, because someone said the rally I was talking about, JFK Jr. thing the other week when he was at Las Vegas, he had a picture on Facebook, someone said, with these two other people. I'd seen it, and someone said, oh, it's not him. Someone said it wasn't him because of the people. They said it was, well, yeah, the people stood next to him wasn't him, but that doesn't matter that someone keeps putting that comment out on here that somebody said on Facebook they know him and it's not them. Yeah, the people on the right side of that picture that I saw, yeah, that's not them. They're on the left. It is them, because I've done a lot of research. It is definitely them. If you can't see it's them, I just don't know. Yeah, the people on the right weren't them, but that doesn't mean because one person on Facebook said it isn't them, it isn't them. Doesn't mean that I believe that it isn't them, because like I said, I believe it is. That's my belief. I'm not telling you to believe what I'm saying. I've done a lot of research on it, and I believe it is, because JFK Jr. goes in the story with his dad and what his dad found out and everything else, which all connects to everything that is going on right now. Yeah, I did the Vincent Fusca weeks ago. It was a couple of months ago now. Yeah, gut is your second brain. Exactly. I think that was our first brain, actually, before this came in. I think your heart came in first. That was your brain, because you feel it. And then we had thought, or whatever. You know what I mean. I don't put it out well, but I know what I mean. So I don't need people coming on here telling me I don't know what I'm going on about. It's my truth at the end of the day. So, but yeah. Tommy free until the 23rd. I didn't think he'd be in yet anyway. There's some odd things going on at the minute. It's just like free your minds, people, and just have a good time just freeing your minds and looking into things. So like I said, if you stay away from the TV and you sort of go researching a few bits, even if you don't believe in it, it's amazing what you can come across sometimes and actually think, oh my God, that connects. Like I said, reading the book, thank you, reading a book by William Cooper from 30 years ago talks about everything that's going on now, the silent war, the alien thing, everything, the military, blah, 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 American, blah, 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 and all this. Then it's interlinking with everything I'm reading and watching, and the Q drops and Trump, and it's like, oh my God, like. And I think the reason why Trump, and someone said this today, is protected because he has had a lot of assassinations attempts at him, is they said he's insulated. He's not protected, he's insulated. I think he's insulated with, like, he's working off a higher vibration, or higher vibrations are working through him. Do you know what I mean? Because if you're a good person and you're working from the good, you're working from the heart, you are working off a higher vibration. If you're a low person and, you know, you don't like helping people and you're quite nasty to people and you don't want good for humanity and all that sort of stuff, and you like to hurt people and you're a bully and all that sort of stuff, you're working on a lower vibration. So that's why I say these people are easy to get. You're easy to get if you work off a lower vibration, because you're letting that bad, negative energy, entity, whatever it is, thoughts come into you because you're working in a lower energy, vibration, frequency, and then you get depressed, and then things can come in because you're not in a higher vibration. That's why they're going about the chakras and all that. You've got the lower chakras and the higher chakras. You need to move up your chakras. A lot of people stay in the root chakra. That's the lower. You need to be coming to the higher, especially to the heart chakra and above. That's what the elites know. They're illuminated. They're up. Some of them are up here with the crown chakra because they know they've moved up. They want us. They want us to stay in the lower vibrations because we're easy to control. Yeah, meditation. Yeah, meditation made you feel better. Yeah, and you can get in contact that way. See, some people see that as evil, or it's alchemy. It's evil because you're letting evil spirits in. No, it's not. It's connecting to source, and you know what I mean? It's connecting to source, and we need to be quiet sometimes and listen to source and relax in that space because there's too much noise going on in the world today. That's all the distraction, and that's what they do it for. And it's put out there, oh, I've seen these stupid channels, oh, it's bad for you to meditate, it's bad for you to do yoga, to do this. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. You've just got to know what to do. There may be a bad way of doing it and getting in contact with things if you're doing something wrong, but if you're definitely working off a lower vibration, it will come in. George Orwell, 1984. Yeah, it's balance. Everything's balance. That's why I said alchemy. People think, oh, it's evil, especially people who are really religious. Well, it's not. It's balance. It's balance. It's knowing right from wrong. It's knowing not to step out. Like, pendulum mustn't swing too far. Like he did with Aleister Crowley. He said he was the evilest man in the world. He knew about alchemy. Doesn't mean that alchemy is wrong. He knew about the secrets of the universe, this, that, and the other, but he was using it to his advantage of being an evil person. Because he obviously wasn't a nice person to begin with. So, it's how you use it, people. Oh, I've got a knife. What am I going to do with that? Well, I'm going to use it to cut food up or cut an apple up or, you know, someone might use it for something else. Do you know what I mean? It's how you use something. If you're either a good person or a bad person. That's how it is. You're either, you know, a light worker or you're in a cult. You're either light or you're dark. Yin and yang, that's how it works. That's how the universe works. Negative energy, positive energy, output, input, whatever you want to call it. That's how the world works. There will always be them people, but there's been too much of it lately, and that's why the world is waking up to stuff, because there's got to be balance, and there hasn't been. There's been too much of that going on for a very long time. Too much suffering. There's been too much suffering, but with that too much suffering, it's woken people up, and we've had enough. Enough is enough. There's got to be balance, and they've made it more, you know, more unbalanced, totally. Yeah, this is what the Pleiadians are going to assist us with, balance. Exactly, balance, and definitely the balance with health-wise, as in spiritualness of what we should know. Yeah, you're vibrating in a high frequency. Like I said, it's supposed to be known as, I see the galaxy as a clock, and when the planets come in, they come into line. It's like a clock. Things work off the frequencies and the energies. And, you know, when they say look at the stars, your star signs, and when they come into different alignment, and we're in or coming into Aquarius, age of Aquarius, which is supposed to be lifting the veil. And that's what's happening. We're lifting the veil. It's supposed to be now, yeah, astral possession. Yeah, I've done that. I think it was that. The physical, us, spiritual beings in a physical form, body having a physical experience. It's about connecting the spiritual with us, because that's what we are. It's a spiritual with the physical. We are spiritual beings having a physical experience, but it's been cut off. They've, you know, hidden it from us. That spiritual thing could be, I don't know, do you know what I mean? I've said this before, you know I have, if you've been watching me. It's been hidden. It's been hidden. That's why I said, when people go on about the Illuminati, they go on about, you see this a lot. Well, Sam Walsh, go back to the beginning of the video and you might find out. If you see this a lot, like I said before, talking about conspiracies, you know, the Illuminati, or they've got the all-seeing eye in the middle, but the triangle, you know, when you think of the pyramids, like I said, they're illuminated. This is spirit at the top. You work your way up. We are like this. We can't go any further because we've been lied to here. This spiritual bit of us is not connected to our physical bit. They are, because they know the truth. It's not like a bad thing, but they use it for bad. some of them. That's been hidden from us, this bit, so it's not connected. It's not connected to climb, to ascend, to spiritual, and to know, if you can get what I'm sort of saying. That's how I see it anyway. But like I said, don't have to believe what I'm saying. That's just how I see it and what I believe. But yeah, that's why the people are saying it's exciting times to live in, people. So, and it is, because it's all the disclosure that everyone's wanted for years. People have been wanting this to come out for years. You know, there's grandparents and people that might have believed in stuff, and they've sadly gone now, and they're well, depends how you believe about things, seeing it but not on the physical plane. Chakras are clogged. Oh yeah, they've clogged our chakras and our pineal glands. Yeah, it's about rebalance, and that's what needs to happen. That's why people go on about conspiracy theories. There's so many people out there talking about things from years ago, even in the 60s, you know, this, that, and the other, blah, 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 because we know it's true, but they have to say that we're conspiracy theories and, you know, look like a load of nutcases. So that's why they say the Great Awakening, seeing the signs 11:11. Things have been trying to wake us up, and some things work through the AI because they cannot work through the biological because it's natural. So they do work through the AI because it's energies and frequencies. That's what they want. They want everything to be AI because they can control us through AI and project their influence on people, what you're watching, what you're listening to, the frequencies of different waves that come out of things, music and all that sort of stuff that I've talked about before, because that's how it works as well. AI is dark, exactly, because they want us to be Borg-like, if you want to say, because we're easier to control. And then you start thinking of the series like Doctor Who, the Borgs things, because they were, if you think about that, they were coming to attack us over because AI, the sort of like robot things, they want us to be like that, so we're easier to control. But their influence comes through things. That's why they said, what I was reading out before, they don't need to come with weapons and armadas. It's a select few that come with influences. People are so easy to influence with certain things that are put out there. Yeah, Daleks, that's what I was saying to my son, because my eldest loves Doctor Who, and I have said to him, so do you believe, and he said, you do know, he even said, you do know Doctor Who is true, and I'm like, well, yeah. Borg was Star Trek. Yeah, was it Borg style? I get mixed up, you know, with all the bloody stuff. Exactly. And then you think about, like I said before, Tesla. It's just fun to talk about the time machine. You know, apparently they've got these people that go out in there doing their, what did I say before, collecting stuff off different planets and stuff. Who's Khaled? Who's Khaled? Who's that? And the Q drops. It's a bit too late for people to get on the Q train from the beginning, I think. If anyone wants to know about the Q drops, you need to go on Total Recall. Yeah, you need to go on, I think they have to put the truth out there because they mask it as fake. So, yeah, they have to, it's like a universal law that they have to put truth out, so they do it in films and stuff and other stuff. Praying Medic, it's got one for people new to Q. There's X22 report. There's Shady Groove, who does the Q Lounge. I mean, it's coming to a head now, even though I think he'll be here for a bit. That group will be here for a bit. Who else is there? We the People 24/7 Soapbox, the American one. SGT report. Yeah, was it Just Info? Was it Justin Talk? There's loads out there. I can't even think off the top of my head now. Dustin Nemo's X22 report. I do bits on Q, but I don't do it like they do it because I'm not good at breaking down the Q drops. If you actually look at the Q drops, they just go right over my head. Some of them, not all of them. Yeah, just informed. Not all of them. My brain doesn't work like that, so I leave it to the people who are good at that. I just talk about bits of it, bits of Q, some of the drops that he's done. I know he's done a load. I don't know if it was today or yesterday, and I didn't even know. My dad told me because I've been looking at other stuff because I'm still on it, but you can go and research about other stuff. I just talk about the stuff that people don't like talking about, like JFK Jr. and the alien Q drop, and just little bits, you know, trying to tell people you can go and look on the stuff. Oh, and a really good thing that does cover Q, Decoded and all that sort of stuff, is Neon Revolt. I just put it in on Google. Neon Revolt. It's not a YouTube channel, and it's like a blog. You can just read all about it. It's got pictures on and everything, and you just go and research. So, you know, I'm not too fussed about my channel not growing if I'm not doing all the Q drops, because I wasn't a channel doing the Q drops as in decoding them, because I haven't got the facility to do all that stuff to show you anyway. But I'll leave it to the people who can do the good stuff on that, and I just like talking about all the other stuff, the spiritual stuff and all that sort of stuff, because that's what I like doing. I just do what I like. So it's a bit mix matchy sometimes, and sometimes it won't always be about this. It'll be like stuff I used to talk about before as well, mind you, which was all positive anyway. Putin knows best. Yep, Putin's friends with Trump, helping Trump. Night night, everyone. Oh God, no, not selling out to CNN. Clinton Network News. Or did I call it, what did I call it? Oh, I called it something else, I can't remember. Have I ever watched Global Witness? No, I don't think so. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Putin said ages ago, apparently, the UK don't know how to look after themselves because they don't know how to look after the kids, meaning, you know what. Yeah, Clinton News Network. Ugh. Crappy news network. But like I said, there's great videos. It's like there's great videos doing stuff that's going on in the UK, and I've done a few on them way, you know, a little bit back when I was finding out about stuff. But I leave that to them because it's not really what I talk about, even though I do mention it sometimes. There's people doing great channels on the Q drops, but I can't go in depth with all that. But I just like to talk about bits of it and to tell people that there is hope out there with Q, because what I see Q as some people don't seem to understand, is yes, people know about stuff that's been happening for a long time, and they all go, like I said, it's not a race of who knew first and how long you've known, like you want a medal for knowing the longest. It's not about that. Q is showing you how behind the curtains it is being taken down, because people, you know, are watching mainstream media going, oh, they've put this out and they put that, oh God, this, that and everything. It's like, yeah, but we can see, because we're following it, what is actually really going on behind the scenes and what's going on behind the scenes of mainstream media. Like the way with the Cav hearing today was just disgusting, and yesterday how horrible these people really are. But we know what's going to happen anyway. We know he's going to get in. And then people are moaning because they think they see a few videos of Q and I have said, or someone else said, oh, this is happening. Well, it's not happening. It's happening behind the scenes, or stuff that we're waiting for, the big stuff. And they're like, oh, they keep saying it's happening. It's got to be done within the law. Sometimes the cogs have been thrown out with the Democrats and that side of evil. And it does slow things down, like it has with the Cav hearing, because they did it on purpose, because they know as soon as Cav gets in, that's it. Boom. Hammer drops. They know. So that's why it's taking time, but they're doing it within the law, because these people have not done things within the law. We're doing it, they're doing it within the law, so no one can say, oh, it was done behind this and you didn't do it within the law and Trump's this and Trump's that. No, it's being done within the law, and it's all on a time clock, and it's all going well. It's just because people can't see it, they don't follow Q properly, so they can't really see what's going on behind the scenes, and it's fun to actually see what is going on behind the scenes. Oh, when I'm live, I'm always on for ages because I just yak. I don't care how long they are, because that's just how it goes with me. Yeah, but it's because it gives you hope, because you can actually see. So when people go, oh, it's not happening, it's like, well, you would say that because you're not watching. You're not following the Q drops. You're not watching other channels. You're not watching after the Q drops when Trump tweets, what he says when he's doing his speeches, when he's at his press conferences, people in his, you know, the White House when they do their press conferences and things. You're not actually seeing what's being said in that. So no, you don't see it. So you don't believe it because you don't research. Hollywood, Holly Hell, yes, they're going down. I heard something on Twitter today about Jane Fonda. She'd been shouting stuff out as well, another celebrity. And who was at the Cav hearing, banging on the door, on Cav's door, shouting, justice for women. Yes, there are women that this has happened to, but she's lying. It may have happened to her, but it wasn't him that did it. 1 week delay on Kavanagh, and I don't think it will be a week because he's got to be in by Monday. They said he's got to be in by Monday or he won't be in for a year or whatever it is. So, nah, I think something's going to happen, or the FISA is just going to get dropped. He'll just pull it out. Trump will just pull it out because he's got to be in. So they might be saying that, but I think it was meant to happen. He isn't. It's the way that they're going, right, this, that and the other, and then Trump will just go, right, drop the visa, or whatever it's called. He's got to be in by Monday. Yeah. So, they put things out there, but we know in the end, whatever's meant to happen will happen the way it's meant to happen, and how they do it, Oh, if Trump called for FBI, it means they'll probably do it in a day. They won't drag it out, because someone said today, didn't they? Oh, well, if the FBI could do it, and they could just do it quickly like this, because they might have sorted the FBI now and took all the black hats out. So they might just go, actually, we've looked at it, because apparently they had looked at it and gone, we didn't find anything, because the Democrats are saying that, we didn't find anything, here you go, there was nothing on him. Boom. Hi, look who's in the seat on Monday. That's what I'm thinking. Don't know. I guess we'll see. But whatever way it's meant to be, even if Trump brought someone else in, whatever way it's meant to be, we know there's twists and turns, and we know however it's meant to be played out, it will be played out. I'm glad you're still on. Are we covering, bits of Q, bits of whatever. Are we covering Q-tip down swamp draining process? Trump said the swamp would fight back. Yeah, he's always said the swamp would fight. The swamp would fight back. Of course they would, because they're not going to go just going, take me. They're going to fight back a bit till the end, aren't they? But tough. See, there's good people in the FBI, but people they got taken over, and there's good and bad everywhere. It's just these people, the bad ones, need to be taken down. Exactly. They went on about him. I said today it was so disgusting. Oh, he was such an angry man. He came in here angry. Of course he's bloody angry. You've just accused him of something, trying to destroy his family, upsetting his kids. His kids have got to live with that for life, even if, well, we know it's not true, but people may still think that because that's what people do. So that's how thick they are, that someone, you wouldn't go into somewhere if someone accused you of doing something and destroying yourself and it's out to the world, and you would not go in that place angry. Are these people stupid? And all their evidence is oh, look, he's got this calendar and it says this and this on it, and what was it? You used to drink when you were at college, and someone said that you used to have blackouts, which was a load of rubbish because this guy was supposed to be not really, oh, you used to drink at college. And that's why I said to that woman, didn't he, whatever her name was, did you not drink? Do you know if you blacked out? Didn't we all have a bit of a drink when we were younger? So that's your evidence, is it? That, oh my God, he used to drink some beer when he was at college, that means he's done something. Brilliant evidence, that is. Brilliant. What a load of idiots. Yeah, we do trick-or-treat in England. It's probably not as big as America, but yeah, we do. Yeah, exactly. Nothing should change. It'll be quick. Even if Trump says bring the FBI in, it'll be all sorted. It'll be done by tomorrow. It'll be done tomorrow. It'll be done by tomorrow or Sunday. He will be in on Monday. If he doesn't get in by Monday, that's it. So even if he's saying the FBI will come in, he'll have a plan. They'll just go, yeah, because apparently they're supposed to have looked at it. The FBI don't even. They'll just go, yeah, looked at it. Nothing was found. Blah, blah, blah. There you go. Then what are the Democrats going to say then? What are they going to say then? That's what they've been shouting out. FBI, FBI. All right then. Yeah. What are you going to say now? That's the thing they're clinging on to now, is the FBI. So when they come back going blah, 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 then what they're going to pull out? They can't. And they can't keep delaying it because it's pathetic. Because it's like, she had her time, she had extra time, she was given extra time, and that's what they said. They were being nice to her, they give her the time that is legally, that's what they did, and that's what they do, and that's what they did. They give her it, they're still trying to delay it, because, when Cav gets in, they're trying to delay it so he doesn't get in, because, when he does get in and they drop the hammer, boom, they know. Gitmo's warming up, people. Yeah, there's lots of bad in the section, but that's why Trump's taken them out, and that's probably why maybe Graham came out with what he's came out with. Black hat to white hat, maybe, or maybe he was controlled before and now he feels he can, come out and say something. You just don't know. But we know we're already winning anyway. It's already been told we've got everything. We know they know everything. They've got everything. It's all been played out. We've been told to sit back and enjoy the show because what you've just seen with Cav, is all theatre. We know what's going on. They're trying to play it out to mainstream media, to the world, to make it look like this, that, and the other. We already know. But they've got to play it out on mainstream media because mainstream media are part of it, part of their big theatre production, aren't they? Because they don't want people to know the truth. Yeah, every man in America should be scared of women. Can't get away with this 30 years later. Exactly. You wouldn't leave it till that late. That's why I'm saying, yes, there are women that have been, and there are men, but she has been put up to it. Something may have happened, like they said there, something may horrible have happened to her in the past, which is awful if it did, but it wasn't him. It wasn't him. Yeah, but Bill Cosby got away with it due to statute of limits. Yeah, because he's a celebrity. Yeah. So fun times, people, with the alien enclosure. I wonder what's going to happen there. Yeah, managed to put them away now. Yeah, there'll be lots more going as well. Why do I think it wasn't him? Because most of us know what's going on with the Q thing and why they're trying to make out he's done something he didn't because they don't want him in Supreme Court because he's not corrupt like the rest of them and he's bringing the hammer down on the visa or whatever you call it with the corruption of Canada, UK, Australia and the others, with an act of war. But they don't want that coming out, do they? Because basically the whole world knows about deep state and they know it and they're part of it because they're corrupt. They send the wrong people to prison. No, he's not corrupt. Kavanaugh's not corrupt. Kavanaugh's good. She's not telling the truth. That's why they keep trying to postpone it because they don't want him in. They don't want him in the seat. They don't want him confirmed. He's got to be confirmed by Monday because he's going to bring the hammer down. And even if it wasn't him and he'd done that, Trump had put someone else in, and I'm sure they'd come out with the same thing like they did with Trump. Yeah, half of those senators questioning Brett need investigating as they've colluded on this car wreckage they're forcing an innocent man's family. Exactly. They destroy people like that. They've done it over time. Hillary's done it, all that sort of stuff we know about. That is what they do, and it's disgusting. And they sit there and lie and go on about stuff. It's absolutely disgusting. Yeah. And over 59 of them were too long ago. They just, people get paid to go against people. You know what I mean? Really, really. Yeah, they've made him out to sound really bad. She can't remember certain things and all that sort of stuff. The world will know when it all comes out properly anyway, so. Exactly. Exactly. They know as soon as Cav gets in, they're finished. They know that. Did you not see the faces? If anyone goes and watches it, watch the faces. They know. That's why every single one of them, they were nearly crying, were shouting out, the FBI, we'll give it to the FBI. Tell Trump to give it to the FBI because they're trying to slow walk it to try and think of what they can put in there to try and, slow walk it. I think he's got to be in by Monday. He will be in by Monday. And if he's not, for some reason, they'll drop it. Trump will drop the visa or whatever you call it. They know what's coming. You only have to watch the faces and how they were just crying about everything nearly. Oh yeah, they're desperate enough to push for civil war. That's what they've been doing. That's why this has got to be done soon. Trust the plan, yeah. I trust the plan. Trust it. I trust it. So I'm going to go. I probably might do another one tomorrow about the sort of alchemy thing. What still goes into the same thing, good and bad. But might do a chat on that tomorrow. But yeah, the alien disclosure thing, I just think if you're not into it, you don't believe it, you think it's a conspiracy theory, just have fun with it. it's interesting, you know, to watch and hear about these sort of things. It's all about learning and having wisdom on different things because, you know, sitting in front of the telly and being brainwashed by everything, you're not learning wisdom about anything. They're doing the same with Tommy. That's what I mean, Tapper 77 is, what people don't understand is the Tommy thing over here is exactly the same thing. This is why I'm saying it connects to everything. They do that with him. They're postponing him. I mean, he's not gone in, which is good, but they're postponing all the time, and I'm sure it makes him feel ill. Postponing, slow walking it. They do all this stuff. They tell lies about people, like they have with Brian Harvey. It's exactly the same thing. They do it all over the world with different people. This is why I'm saying to people who seem to think I'm a nutcase conspiracy theory, saying it's connected. It is connected. It is connected. And that's what they do. But as soon as this drops and he gets in, that will affect over there, then it'll affect over here, and then it'll affect the EU. And we will be out of the EU, by the way. We voted out, we will be out. But they were slow walking that as well. See how it's all connected. They were slow walking that. Someone said to me, America, I thought you voted out. We did, but they're slow walking that. Been slow walking for a very long time because you have to get all the propaganda and everything in there. Oh, pull a card. Oh yeah, where are they? Oh, I should pull a card. Yeah, people need to take off the blinkers that the state has put over our eyes, yeah, for time. And that's where people think, you know, they think the movement of Q is rubbish. They don't believe in certain things because they don't research, because I don't know how a movement can be rubbish when it's a movement of truth. It's a movement about everything that's going on in the world. Even what Tommy stands for, it's a movement of that because that is in that movement. So people who are putting out there it's crap and it's not real and trying to divert away from it are dividing, maybe paid, I don't know, been told to say something because they don't believe in it anyway, because they don't research, when actually it connects to everything. It's a movement of truth, it's global, there's millions of people on it. It all connects when you actually research it properly. You've got to be careful of who you follow, people. Alex Jones got shouted out, you know, is he or isn't he? But he got shouted out. So you have got to be careful of who you follow. Like I said, if you don't research, you can't really comment. But it's a movement of truth. It's power back to the people. People say it's a cult. It's not a cult. It's someone, well, it's a group, you know, military clearance, giving the power back to the people globally of breadcrumbs so you can go and research yourself and find out what's really going on. What is wrong with giving power back to the people and going for, well, one of the things, there's many, tip of the iceberg, going for, you know, showing who are the, you know, the global paedophilia rings. What's bad about that? People say, oh, it's rubbish. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. Oh, right. So that's a bad thing, is it? Bringing all the truth out, is it? Same truth that some people are on. You know, we were doing truth videos and doing stuff on certain people over here are calling it bad when it's linked to everything anyway. And it's calling out child trafficking and pedo rings, and you think it's not real and it's a bad thing. I think you need to go and reevaluate people and research. That's all I can say. Can't be a bad thing, is it, if it's showing the people of the world of the corruption that's going on globally and it's all connected. So yeah, nice one. Oh, acceptance of love. People would do a bit more better off in the world if they began to love a little bit more, wouldn't they? But yeah, so I'm going to go because I'm getting tired, and I'll probably see you tomorrow. But yes, keep the faith, people, keep the hope, because that's what Q's about as well. It's giving you hope because it's letting you see. We've all had to wake up. That's what it's doing as well. So like I said, the people who don't believe it or are trying to diss it are either working for someone, getting paid, don't understand, aren't researching, and can't make the connection because they don't want to. So yeah. So, oh, thank you. So twin flame, yeah. So exactly, over 1 million children missing, and it's the tip of the iceberg. There's millions going missing in America. There's kids going missing, well, all over the world. Where are they? What was happening to them kids? And that's what Q's bringing out as well. But some people see that as a bad thing. Yeah, all right then. You know, there's people in this country going on about the kiddie thing at the minute, but they see Q as a bad thing. Brilliant. Let's divide it then. You know, let's not unite, because it's still the same. It's still the same fight, but some people don't understand that. So yeah. Yeah, she probably has, you know. You're welcome. Like I said, I like coming chatting because I don't watch TV. So some people might say, no, what's she doing? Like, she doesn't, I don't watch TV like some people, you know, sitting in front of the propaganda machine. I don't watch TV. So I'd rather come on and talk about things that I think are important or fun or positive or whatever. So, night, everybody, and I'll see you soon. Where we go one, we go all. Bye. Can't get off this bloody thing.